What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to SpawnCast episode 83. It's a little smaller podcast this week. Max is actually a bit busy tonight, and then Sean is not feeling well. But we have Bob from Wolfden. How you doing tonight, Bob?
Hello.
Good to see you here. Good to see you here. You guys hit 200,000 subscribers recently, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yes. It's going to be pretty fun talking about some of the stuff that's happened this week because Nate is here walking down the ramp like Vince McMahon. I assume your week's been pretty good since Thursday.
It was a pretty good week before Thursday, but I guess you could say Thursday kind of went on a little high end.
No chance. No chance.
Oh, man. Yeah, because we talked about that direct a bit and what ended up happening. I guess some of the fallout. And then we have OJ from Player Essence here. What's going on, man? How's it going?
I am here channeling my inner Sean Long with the tank. So let's do this, man. I'm ready.
Nice. So it was an interesting week. We're going to get to some of the stuff that's happened throughout the week, especially that Smash Direct, because that was a very interesting thing there. But let's go over what everyone's been playing this week so far. Anything good?
Diablo 3.
Oh,
Diablo 3, yeah, on the Switch. Yep, I did a video on that because we had a few early copies. Max actually corralled those and got those to us. Runs well. It runs well on the Switch from my experience so far. Nate, I don't know if you have a different one with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how it runs. I've been mostly playing it in handheld mode, and I mean, it's just silky smooth.
Yeah, I've mostly played in dock mode. I played in handheld mode just to check it out for the video, but mostly I played in docked, and it looked good. It looked fine. There's still some weird aliasing issues around the characters, but otherwise, the text was easy to read and everything, 1080p and all that. So yeah, it's a good time. It really is. I haven't experienced it with multiple people with Switch systems and Diablo. And I think that's where it's really going to shine if you have like 4 people in the same room playing the other on each one on a different Switch, because you don't mess each other up with like pulling up your inventory screen or anything like that. That's I think where it's going to be really good. How much of it did you play, Nate?
I've probably played maybe about 10 hours so far.
Wait, is this your first playthrough of Diablo?
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever played Diablo.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think there were actually a lot of people, like Sean had never played Diablo at all, and it was interesting because Diablo was very popular back when it came out in 2012. I remember I played it on the 360 for a while when it first came out, and people loved that game then. And it's still good now. So pretty cool. I started playing it again, and they have like the online seasons mode. I have no idea what's going on with any of this new stuff here, but it's still it's still fun, looting and stuff in Diablo. So it's a good time.
Yeah, I have no idea what all the other modes are, season, adventure. I went into the campaign. I'm a necromancer. I have like an army of skeletons, and I'm blowing up corpses. I don't really know what's going on. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just you can either play it seriously and try to stack your character and stuff, or you can just kind of zone out and just run through dungeons and stuff. It's really fun. It's really fun. Oh, yeah, there you go, Nate. Just a hair says, "Tell Nate I said sorry before Smash." Oh man, yeah. Diablo's good though. If you've never played it, I recommend picking it up because it is a really fun game.
I might try it out tomorrow.
Did you pick it up yet?
I have not picked it up. I have never played Diablo before in my life.
Oh wow, really? You haven't played it either?
Nope.
Oh man. Do you what was your brother's name or your
Will?
person? Will, yeah, does he have a Switch also?
Yeah, he has a Switch, yeah.
Yeah, see if you guys get 2 copies of it, it's pretty cool, but you can also play you can play up to 4 people on the same screen.
Ooh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so you can do some serious and
you can also do it over the internet too.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Has all of that. Has you can make a party and just go.
Nice.
It's really fun.
I used to play a lot of Destiny, and people always compared the loot system to Diablo.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, that's pretty much where it came from. But Diablo, because Diablo 2 and even 1 were much slower and less arcadey. They kind of threw a little bit of fast speed, arcade action into it, and it really, really went well. So if you've never played it, you guys will you could spend a couple 100 hours in that easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you have different classes and you level a lot. Like the leveling is actually pretty quick. Like, would you say, Nate, you were leveling pretty consistently when you're playing it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I reached like a level 10 character probably within the first 90 minutes.
Yeah. So you're leveling up. They're giving you have a couple skill trees to fill out. You got like passives and there's all kinds of stuff that you get. So it constantly rewards you, which is pretty awesome. So it keeps your attention very well. I should say for what is essentially a dungeon crawler, but it's up there. It's definitely worth $60. I know people were complaining about the price. There is so much content in that game. It's obscene. So you won't go wrong with getting it for $60, especially if you have someone to play with. So,
have you started playing My Hero 1's Justice? Because that is something I got that I haven't tried out yet.
I've played a little bit of it. I actually have it right here.
I've played it quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's in my Switch right now. Actually, yeah, it's in my Switch right now.
I
played a little bit.
I played like a few rounds at a convention, but that was about it.
I've played it a little bit. My problem is Red Dead Redemption is out, so yes. I'm struggling with everything else. But what do you think about One's Justice, OJ?
Oh, I think it's good. I've been playing. I think it's good for the first attempt on consoles. I like the counter system, and they have I like how how everything's put together. I like how you have I like how they do the counters. It's almost like a tilt, like in Smash Brothers. So that's kind of cool. It doesn't work just like it, but I like the arenas. The graphics are good. The Switch version runs better than I thought it would. Not like the PS4 version, but definitely good. I like it. It's probably going to be on sale. I mean, I don't know if you go out there and rush out and go buy it right now, but I think that it's still a solid first attempt, for Unreal Engine 4 Fighter on the Switch. So I think they can get better and better as they make as they make the new games. But like the DLC plan isn't the best, but it is what it is.
It kind of reminds me of like Tenkaichi. If you played any of those Dragon Ball games on like the PS2, for example.
Yeah, Budokai Tenkaichi, yeah, a little bit smoother overall, but yeah, definitely reminds me of Budokai Tenkaichi when those first came out on the PS2. Budokai Tenkaichi 2, if you want to be like exact, that they refined that one, so it kind of reminds me of that a little bit in terms of I think those games had a little bit bigger area to kind of play around with, but they're still like you can jump really high in the game. You definitely feel powerful. You can pull off special moves, different types of attacks, like your quirks and stuff. So I like it. Yeah, as a meter, like a Marvel versus Capcom. You can kind of pull off plus ultra attacks and stuff. So I like it, man.
Do you watch Bob? Do you watch like the anime at all?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it sounds obvious to say this, but if you don't watch the anime or anything, it's not really. I wouldn't pick it up.
It was the only reason why I was interested in it at all. When I played it at the convention, there was like an insane amount of screen tearing, but I figured there was plenty of time before it released where that would all get fixed.
I don't think I noticed anything in my hour or so of playing it because it's a game where you go through to pick stages and they throw you right into an arena and you fight.
You would have noticed it if it was still a problem. It was very bad. Yeah,
I think that the only real issue I see is that again, there's like aliasing around the characters, so they don't have any way to really smooth it out. Still, it seems to be a common thing across a lot of Switch games, so we've kind of got used to that.
Is that an Unreal thing, or is that just a thing?
I guess it's just a thing because Diablo is the same, and Iron Galaxy did a pretty good job with things like Elder Scrolls and everything, and I guess that's just a performance thing. I don't know. I guess it's just an easy way to get some better frame rate. But Iron Galaxy, they're 2 for 2 right now they did Elder Scrolls and they did Diablo. So they're doing pretty good with the Switch with porting. They're the company who wanted to do Monster Hunter World. So I would have loved to have seen that. But yes. What about Bob? What have you been playing?
So I'm playing Red Dead.
Yes, Red Dead.
I'm playing a lot of Pokemon Heart Gold.
Heart Gold, is that your Twitch game?
That's what I've been bouncing between on Twitch. I'm trying to gear up for Let's Go. So sure. I haven't played a lot of Pokemon games over the years, and everybody always I played a lot of Gen 1 when I was like 9. So I bounced back into Pokemon Yellow and realized how not that great that game is. But everybody's trying to sell me on Gen 2 or at least Heart Gold. So I'm playing a lot of that, and that is way better.
I played Gold a lot. I didn't go back with Heart Gold, but after Gold and Silver is when I fell out of Pokemon. I played it through, Red and Blue when it was like super hot, right? It was insane then. If you didn't have Pokemon, there was there's an issue, and your parents had to fix that for you. But yeah, everyone's playing then. Yellow came out, and then Gold, Silver, Crystal, and then after that, when I went to Game Boy Advance, I fell out of it. I did play Fire Red though, and Leaf Green because it was Red and Blue basically. But I'm interested to look at Let's Go. I know it's next year's is going to be the one that's supposed to pull, I guess, everybody in. But Let's Go is at least I think interesting enough to take a look at.
I'm interested in Let's Go because I just like that generation. I think I just like the
It's 'cause we're
characters
old.
and
It's 'cause
stuff.
we're
Yeah,
old.
exactly. Everybody says Gen 2 is the best, and that Heart Gold or Soul Silver, those are the best versions of that generation. So I'm trying to get through that to just be able to, definitively say myself which one is better.
Are you getting the Pokeball Plus?
Yeah, I feel like you gotta.
Yeah, I'll have to get it.
You gotta get that. You can't. Yeah. You can't get Pokemon Let's Go without getting that.
Not just for Let's Go, but I never got the pedometer wristwatch thing for Go. That little thing, the Pokewalker.
Yeah.
Well, the Pokewalker was the thing for Heart Gold, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yep.
What was the wrist thing for Go?
Oh, that's the
that's the Pokemon Go.
It's Poke Plus or something. Like
that. Something like that.
You can play it without the smartphone or something like that.
Yeah, and it makes the game insanely easier because you don't have to have the app open all the time. You just leave the wristwatch on, and then your little buddy Magikarp has 100 candies, and then all of a sudden you get a Gyarados. And I've had this freaking Magikarp as my buddy for 3 years now.
So wait, are you still playing Pokemon Go like that?
I barely play Pokemon Go because I barely remember to open the app when when I rarely leave the house. So that's why I want something like that. And if I have the Pokeball Plus, then I'll always be getting candy,
Wolverale, I see your comment there. Thank you. It says, okay, this is about Smash. Wolverale, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read that during the Smash discussion because we're going to get into that with the Direct and everything. But that's actually is a good thing to point out there. We're gonna do that when we get to the Smash discussion pretty soon because I think there's a lot to say about that Direct that took place. So yeah, I'm checking out Let's Go. I know there's a lot of controversy around it. We also found out that apparently the Pro Controller won't work with it.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes because you need motion controls.
But you don't need it when you're in handheld mode.
Oh, explain.
Apparently you can play this is where we are in. Apparently you can play it without motion controls in handheld mode. So it's just apparently you don't get the full experience, as they say.
Well, I'm not really sure if I stream it.
yeah, that's screwed.
The thing that I'm kind of with that whole thing, it's the Pro Controller can use gyro, then go like this. You know what I'm saying? What's the? I mean, I understand they want people let's go. They want people to do stuff like that. But I mean, to me, it's okay, either you're forcing people to just buy more Joy-Cons. I mean, I'm not really sure, but it comes with 2. There's only co-op, so it's not like it's a multiplayer like Mario. I don't understand.
Zekrom Zero says in handheld mode they'll make you use the touch screen, probably just like the phone. How you do that?
I don't know if that's confirmed. I think that's just people. I mean, I assumed that. I assumed in handheld mode they would make you use the touchscreen like in Go, but I don't know if any of that's confirmed.
That's kind of where we are, though. I mean, think about it. We're gonna have this game in less than 2 weeks, and we're trying to figure out the controls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Pokemon, so it's gonna sell, right? That's fine. Yeah. Man, it's interesting. That's a whole contention. I can't wait to do a video on this because that's going to be a fun comment section to read. But
people are already contentious about it.
People are, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think what happened is they knew they needed another year to develop the next generation, and this was something that would make sense to build up to it because they could pull in the Pokemon Go crowd from cell phones.
Exactly. I think it's a great way to bring in dormant fans, people who grew up on it or who just played Go. And it's a great way to get them to buy a Switch and then get other games. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be actually a hotter item than people realize in the holidays.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna do that. Dude, you got kiddos already talking about it at school. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I already heard that talk going around. So I think it's gonna be the Pokeball Plus that's genius. Any nerd that's grew up. I mean, when you were a kid, I would have freaked out. If that would have came out with Pokemon, Diamond and Pearl or whatever. I wasn't a kid when that game came out. Let's just go a little bit farther back. That would have came out with Pokemon Yellow and all that, man. I would have freaked out. I was in college when Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out. So let's go back further. I would have freaked out.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You're gonna want to pre-order that Pokeball thing. Because I saw what happened with the Poke Plus thing for Pokemon Go. That item was supposed to be $35 and it was going for $100 at one point because
you still can't find them really.
I got mine pre-ordered, man. Heck yeah.
Half of all people who pre-ordered Pokemon Let's Go pre-ordered the the bundle with the Pokeball Plus. That's how many people they got to spend an extra $50. That's insane.
It's interesting. Yeah, no, that's easy money for them there. They know.
But it's like cool though. It's like HD Rumble, and like the fact that you can play a Pokemon game. Like I've always wanted to play a Pokemon game as a lazy bastard. Like that's the whole goal. Like Pokemon is so mundane. It's like why do you have to hold two hands for what? Like you can play Bravely Default with literally like one hand. Like most of the game, you can just play it with one hand. You don't even really need to hold both sides of the 3DS for most of the time with Bravely Default. So like I've always wanted to be a lazy, just chill back and play. This is perfect for me at least.
Some of the preview gameplay I watched, whenever you would throw a ball and catch a Pokemon in the wild, everyone in your party would get experience.
Oh, so there's already EXP share?
It seemed like it. They were showing it off from start to, and I didn't see them ever get an experience share or anything. So I think it's just like by default.
This game seems to really try to make it as easy as possible.
Yes, they are trying to do that. It's odd because apparently at the end there's some hard trainers to fight, but I think it's going to be. So here's how I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this like Mario Odyssey, where the straight line way to beat Mario Odyssey is actually pretty easy. But if you start going off and looking for moons that are like hidden really well or just very difficult, then it becomes hard. That's kind of what I'm looking at this like, but again, I'll have to play it more and kind of explore it to really see if that's the case.
After playing through some of these Pokemon games and barely knowing anything while I'm playing them, I noticed that a lot of Pokemon fans, they're really like, you got to do this, and if you don't do this, then it's going to be really hard, and you're never going to beat this guy, and blah, blah, blah. The games are so easy. People blow them way out of proportion, talking about how all the little nuances and how like difficult it can be, but the games are really easy. Yeah. It's just load up on potions and use the type advantage and you'll be fine. So the fact that Let's Go kind of walks you through it, it's really not a big deal. And if you want a challenge, then you got the master trainers at the end.
Yeah, Switchtrix actually says that EXP share is there right away, but you can turn it off. I would leave it on at all times.
Yeah, you don't want that smoke from not having EXP. Trust me, it's not a fun thing to do. Be constantly switching Pokemon. Nah, you want to have the EXP.
Sometimes you want one Pokemon to get everything, but I mean, for the most part, you probably want everybody.
Oh, and then Agent Quato says whenever you catch a Pokemon since Gen 6, you get experience. A very small amount, but it's more in Let's Go. I was noticing that when they were catching Pokemon and they would go from like level 6 to like 7.5. So they were getting experience. There's a lot of they all got to go to a preview event, I think in the UK, and they recorded a ton of footage. There's actually like hours of footage out there for Let's Go right now you can watch, but it's like the beginning of the game. So I recommend people go check that out before they pick it up, just to make sure. And otherwise, next year there'll be the quote unquote hardcore Pokemon game. So Gen 8.
Yeah, hardcore.
Yes, hardcore.
As hardcore as it could be.
Nate, what are your thoughts on Let's Go, Nate, before we move on?
He's muted.
He's muted.
I think there was some beeping going on, so you had to take care of that.
Oh, got it.
There's a fire over there.
Oh, jeez, yeah. What about Red Dead? How much more did you play of? I've played Red Dead. I think I'm close to 20 hours in it now.
Jeez.
I've been playing it a lot, yeah. And unfortunately, I have to keep putting it down for other games that I'm trying to do coverage of, like Diablo, like The Quiet Man, which I'll talk about in a second, and some others. But what have you thought about Red Dead so far? Because last time I hadn't played a lot of it. Now I've played much more.
I've only played like 4 hours, maybe. I really want to spend a lot more time in it, but it's hard, and it's not a fun game to stream because there's always talking, and like you want to just sit there and be immersed in it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find time to get immersed into it.
You get a little further and you can do that. You can just go into the world and do whatever you want. Like there was a point in time where I didn't do any story at all for like 6 hours. Yeah. I was just doing whatever. I was actually just rolling around the map to see what's what. But I there's that micromanagement that still bothers me. It really annoys me sometimes. Where you have to make sure your horse is clean. You got to clean your guns. You have to.
I don't like that.
You got to feed your horse. You have to, maybe look for nice saddles and all kinds of stuff.
Feed yourself.
Bro, man, come on, man. Come on.
There's a lot of stuff.
Like, I don't want to play that crap. Like,
there's a lot of stuff.
That triggered me when you said all that stuff.
VG247 put up an article that was like, here's how to take the best care of your horse, or like something like that. And I was like, I don't want to play that game. That's not the game I want to play.
Some of the set pieces though look insanely detailed. So there is some serious detail in that game. And I'm still working more and more through the story. But yeah, you have to clean your guns for maintenance to make sure it shoots correctly and better. And the controls are already not very good in the game because I mean the controls aren't like that's not Rockstar's like strong suit or the controls.
Yeah, it's like clunky a little bit, right?
Yeah. But everything else is pretty fun about it. I've liked even kind of progressing through. You upgrade your camp and everything, and it's been pretty fun.
I'm not trying to, like, some people are trying to say, oh, we got some hate. I don't think anybody here is trying to hate on it in that type of way. Like,
I feel like I'm being harsh, but the first one is one of my favorite games of all time.
I like Red Dead Redemption, the first one. But from what I've seen, this one is way more simulator-ish and clunky-ish than the first one. I've beat every Red Dead because the franchise actually didn't. A lot of people think that franchise started on the 360. No, it didn't. It started on the PS2. So I beat that one too. I like Red Dead, but this one just seems to me like it's more of simulator than game. But no, I think I can separate my own opinion on what they've done compared to what it actually, like, what people are saying. So like, I'm not hating on it or saying that it's a bad game or you shouldn't go out there and buy it or it's horrible. I'm not saying that because like I think it's cool. Like if people are into that, it's just not something that I want to do. That's all.
Yeah, the collecting debts I saw in the chat. The collecting debts part is pretty fun, where you go around and try to get the money back for basically just rolling around as an enforcer for a loan shark. So you just roll around and someone's like I went to one and they were gardening or they were trying to tend to their crops and it was like an older guy and they just go in there and you just knock him down and just start beating him until you get your money. And he didn't have any money, so you're like, I'll be back, and then you like kick him and leave, and like his like kids and like his wife is like on the other side of the fence watching the whole time. It's like, geez. But I'll be back tomorrow for money. It's like that. Then you just leave. But you can make some decisions. You can do a lot of stuff to actually alter the course of these side missions. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Did Wood join us?
No.
What's up, man? Did you get your recording done?
Yeah. Okay. Did you tell him?
I told him you'd be running a little late.
Oh, yeah, I shot a whole video. It took like an hour and a half, and I realized I didn't turn my mic on. So, and I need it done today, so I just had to reshoot it really quick. The bright side was it took half the time, so it's less editing because I already knew what I was going to say, but now my voice is almost gone because I yell in my videos.
we were talking about some Red Dead.
Okay, yeah, I love the game. I actually just finished my review of that today. So
yeah, I was gonna ask when you're gonna review it because I figured that's your kind of game right there.
Well, I mean, because you graciously finally had me back on an episode, I'll give you a spoiler. It's my favorite game of all time now. Like
really,
hands down,
okay.
It took the top spot. It's like I said in my video, it's like 0.1% over Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time, but yeah, it's up there.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, see, I'm still with God of War for Game of the Year this year.
If that took it, then I would be happy. I'd be like, okay, because when that game came out, I jizzed over that one too. So
there's a lot of detail in the world, isn't there? Like I'm going around, there's like
so much, dude. It's like obscene. Like Rockstar always ups the ante with little details in their game, but this time it seems like they've spent the entire 5 years they had since GTA 5 just working on little details for Red Dead. Like there's just so many. I tried to cover some of them in my video, but you could do like 50 videos on it. Yeah,
there are actually some channels popping up now, and they just focus on Red Dead Redemption 2 now.
There's so many. Like, it's insane. Yeah. And there's just so many that, like, there's so many big ones that I didn't even realize, because sometimes you just don't do certain things in the game that other people have done. Like, I don't harass my shopkeepers. I don't shoot them. I don't hold them at gunpoint. But did you know that if you like shoot one in the arm or something and you leave them alive, when you come back in, their arm will be bandaged up for a while and they'll be like in recovery and healing?
Oh, that's why all the shopkeepers in my area have bandages on them.
Yeah, because they're trying to hit back up. And all the people in each town, they like remain. Like those are the people that occupy that town. It doesn't like refresh new NPCs every time. Even the dogs are the same. So if you pet them a lot, when you go back to the town, they'll run up to you and they'll say hi and they'll be all excited to see you again. It's so cool.
Yeah, see, I'm a jerk in that game. I don't pay for anything.
I'm almost at the full heaven bar.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
Being a saint outlaw.
Saint Outlaw. It's pretty cool. And then we have the online coming out next month.
Oh, I said in my video, I'm gonna die on my couch when that comes out. Like you're gonna find me dead with Cheetos on me. Just
what the play that on a stream or something. We'll go on there.
So excited. The native 4K boys will get together.
Yes. Yeah. It is native. Are you playing that on the X?
Of course.
Over there.
Oh,
let me ask. Let me. I know you. I already know.
Shut up. I'll shut
up. I
up.
already know you are because we talked about the X before, and you posted a picture of the Red Dead Redemption on your Instagram and everything. But Bob, are you playing on the PS4 or the Xbox?
I got it on PS4 just because I know when online comes out, I'm gonna have more people to play with on PS4. But if I wanted detail, I would have gotten it on the X because that's what I have. I have a launched PS4.
Oh, see, you're not playing. You're not. Wait, you have an X or you don't?
I have an X.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'm playing it. Well, I'm actually borrowing my friend's PS4 Pro so I could make a video about it.
Okay, yeah.
Once that goes back, I'm playing it on my launched PS4.
You gotta get on that. You gotta get an Xbox copy, man. We're gonna roll around. And
maybe. I mean, yeah. Why not have 2 copies?
Yeah, get it on the Xbox. We'll roll around. I just see how many people they let you on, like in like a room online. Like I don't know if it's just a bunch of people and we can all just roll around.
The first one was 16, but I'd imagine they'd probably lean towards Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah, GTA was like what 32.
Was it? Probably. That sounds about right.
I think it was. I mean, don't hold me to it, but I don't want to say 64, but I think it was 32.
I played GTA Online for a little while until I realized how much, if you take all the cars and add them up, how much it costs to buy them. That's when I stopped because then it adds up to what an actual car costs.
What you had to do, which I didn't do enough of, is find the people that really know how to manipulate the game and get the money that like the quickest. I jumped in a session with one guy once. I played for like an hour. I came out a millionaire. I don't know what he was doing. I was along for the ride, but it was good money.
Yeah, I think Evan played GTA Online for a while on PC, and he knew what he was doing, but I don't think he ever got like a yacht or anything. When people have yachts, it's like ridiculous. But
there's rumors of a battle royale mode for Red Dead, which I know everybody's like, "Oh, battle royale," but I think it'd be kind of cool.
That would actually
the whole
fit.
map.
Yeah, if you have the whole map,
that would be cool.
That would fit. That would fit with that kind of game because it actually has some. Especially you still have to micromanage like your health and your stamina and everything.
I like multiplayer games where you have to use like single shot weapons like that.
The thing is, why not have the battle royale mode? Because all you have to do is just make a game type where you just kill other players, and then boom, you have the mode.
Yep.
Let me ask you also: did you play any of One's Justice? Because I know you bought this, and avoided the trampling that night for Red Dead. What do you think of One's Justice? I
looked at it. There was a huge line at GameStop waiting for Red Dead. I turned around and I was like, "Yeah, finally got One's Justice." I actually like it a lot. I like it a lot more than I thought I would because looking at it, I was really worried it was going to turn out like that J All Stars, whatever it was called. Because I bought that fairly recently, thinking it would be cool to play as some Hunter x Hunter characters, but it was so bad. But this game, no, I really liked it. The online's super laggy. I mean, because it's Switch, I'm assuming it's better on other systems. But yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to blast around. The rounds are pretty short, and you get your special abilities get up pretty quick. My favorite character is God, I forget his name, but the fire and ice guy. I'm bad at remembering names.
Todoroki?
Yeah, he's so cool to play as because you can like ride an ice wave and stuff. I don't know. I just think it's really fun.
Very nice. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier because Bob was looking at picking it up.
It's not the greatest fighter in the world, but if you wanted something kind of like J-Stars, whatever it was called, and you actually want a good one, it's good. It's probably like a 7.5 out of 10 as far as a fighter goes. Like it's not amazing. It could be better, but it's better than I expected.
I'm not even a fighting game person. I just like My Hero Academia, so I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's not really even like a technical fighter. It's just I don't know, just wail and do some cool stuff.
It's arcade. It's arcadey.
Yeah.
And OJ is making the point that we'll probably see better My Hero games because the anime is so obscenely popular.
It's a really good anime. I actually really like it. I like it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, and Bandai, they're gonna make. I mean, how many Naruto games did they have to make, OJ? They made a lot of that. I know they made a lot of Dragon Ball games. A lot.
I would say if you look at where the Naruto, just like the games that we see at this point, they've come a long way, but they're still so far back. I think this My Hero game was definitely a better start than what we got with Naruto, like all the Ultimate Ninja series, right? Back when that first started, which is the Naruto back on the PS2, they definitely started out better than what they did back then. So I'm hopeful that it'll get better and better. Whereas Naruto kind of took a really slow curve to get better, and there was multiple ones. But I think this My Hero, it's not like it's not the best, like a 7.5 or something like that. But they definitely started off a lot better than what we've seen, like with other anime-based games, for their first effort. So not bad at all.
And I've only had time to dive into just like local fights. Like there was other modes too. I don't know if there's any kind of story-driven anything, but I haven't checked any of that out yet either.
And then Will Mikado, I see your super chat there. We're actually read super chats in a few minutes after we finish up what we've been playing. And actually, on that note, we just talked about Red Dead Redemption 2 that some people are saying is like the game of the generation. Obviously, it's an amazing game. And I'm going to go to what is probably the worst game of the year right now. Shockingly bad. It's The Quiet Man. It is horribly bad. It is really bad.
I saw you tweet about it, and then I had to look it up.
If I have to tweet about how bad a game is, it's bad. Like it is. I can't even believe this is out for it. It's $15. It's 10% off right now, so it's like 13 something. This was the game that they showed at E3. If you remember this, and then they showed a game that they're doing Platinum Games. This is the game where the guy walked up in the alleyway and was like pointing to his ear and then beat all those guys up that were in a gang. That's the game, and it's so you play through the game, and they put you from the perspective of the main character who cannot hear, he's deaf, and they don't have any voice acting or subtitles or anything. So there are literal cutscenes that are like 5 minutes long, and you have no idea what anyone's saying. It's literally just like,
is there
Charlie
music
Brown.
and stuff?
Not really, no. It's just like Charlie Brown's like want.
It
Like,
doesn't look good either, like visually. You
It's
think
bad.
if there's no audio, that they're at least,
Yep.
spice up something else.
It's bad. It's a little over 40 gigabytes, and the game is less than 3 hours long.
Ouch.
Yeah,
So the video.
it's a lot of video.
weird mix of full motion video and like terrible like graphics.
I have not seen Jim Sterling. I see that Sleepy. I have not seen Jim Sterling's video of this yet. But I have to imagine he didn't like it because this is inexcusably bad. I understand why it's $15 now, but even then I wouldn't pay $15. It's bad. I mean, if you want to laugh, I mean, you could do that. I'm hoping I'm on the last boss right now. The last part of like chapter 5, which is the last chapter. I'm hoping. I thought about one thing that could turn this entire game around if they do this, and I don't know if it's going to happen because I was looking through some of the voice actors. There's like no voice actors in the game. I was hoping that they let you go back through the game as New Game Plus, and all of a sudden you can hear and see subtitles for everyone and what they were originally saying. That would actually be interesting for me to go back through and see what everyone was saying. But they don't do a good job explaining what's happening through action and like cinematography. You have no idea what's happening. I have no idea what's going on in the game. I don't know how to play the game. They don't explain anything with the fighting to you. And I was hoping when I got into it, when I first saw it at E3, it was gonna be like the bouncer from the PS2. And it's not like that at all. The fighting is like Batman Arkham series, but terrible and nothing like it, I guess. It's hard to go play it. If you decide you want to spend $13 on it, you will be really mad at everything. It's not a good game.
Let me ask you something. Why do you want to finish it?
At this point, because I'm right at the end and I might as well, and I'm going to do a video on it, and I like to try to get most of the game done. Because I'm hoping that there is that New Game Plus at the end of the rainbow, because I haven't really seen any reviews or anything on it. I was like, oh, cool, I'll check out Quiet Man. I downloaded it when it came out. It took forever to download because it's 40 gigabytes. I was like, why is this game 40 gigabytes? And yeah, it's a lot of full motion. That's why. It's they literally got actors together and did that for a while. So yeah, it's bad. I was going to do a video on it because it's almost like it's not even like it's bad, that it's funny. It's just bad and depressing. So it was bad. It was bad. I can't even describe it. Like I have to show it to people. Like I was gonna record a cutscene that they show and just put it up there and say I did not edit this at all. This is literally part of the game. Like it's so bad. So yeah, I played that today instead of Red Dead. So that was good.
That sucks.
It's a waste of almost 3 hours actually of the day today. Ah man, so many other games I could have played, but I played that. Oh well, I'll probably put a video up on it tomorrow. Also, I bought a brand new game controller today, so that was cool.
Which one?
It's a new one that I guess just came out. The one from Nintendo, the official one, I guess. People are saying there's some weird like controller drift or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'll take it apart or smash it or something. I think
it's a little over exaggerated.
Let me go to these super chats, then we'll dive into the direct. There's a lot of stuff to say about that direct.
Yep.
Yeah, just a few. And I'm going to point out some stuff from the last SpawnCast also, because Nate pretty much told you guys when the direct was going to be. So, Where he said, Spawn, tell Nate I said sorry before Smash. Smash alt skins shown and Lucia O are real now. That's just a hair. Chad Sarant said rumors are fueled by mass hysteria. We actually talked about that. I actually talked to Nate and I talked to Wood about that a little bit. It was based on comments and memes that were made of Nate and comments for Wood. Wolverale 12 said, hey, Spawn, just wanted to point out something here that's pretty cool. Smash's 4 DLC had 4 newcomers and 3 returning, but everyone is here in Ultimate. Smash Ultimate is going to have 6 newcomers as DLC. Piranha Plant, you're right. That's a free downloadable character, technically. That's not part of the 5, but you're right. Technically 6 as DLC. So they'll be downloaded after the fact. Chad Sarant says, Earthbound could be played with only the left hand. Is it true? I guess you could hit L. D-pad. I guess that could work. I didn't think of that at all. Chad Sarant then says Cowboy Simulator 2018 looking great. Actually, yeah, I guess that's exactly how you just describe it. Wishbone XO prediction, a new Conker's Bad Fur Day. That would be nice, but well, you got Super Lucky's Tale, so there's that. Will McConnell says, I'm getting tired of open world games, a lot of grinding and other boring, repeatable quests. Starlink suffered from that. I think I had 5 missions, couldn't get into it. Your thoughts on open worlds? I think it depends on the way they do it. Like Starlink was repetitive but fun. I do feel like I'm doing chores at times in Red Dead. I will say that.
I've never felt that way, and I'm 60 hours in. Just saying.
But you really like Sea of Thieves, also, right?
No, I don't don't compare those games. Jeez.
I'm just saying you like, but like that's the kind of game I'm saying you like. You like kind of the laid back
shit games.
Man,
no, you like more of
the came out on that one, bro.
you like kind of the laid back games, though. I'm saying kind of.
I enjoyed Sea of Thieves on launch, but I didn't hold my interest past like another week.
Dude, you were in like a chat.
I was there. Hold up, boy. You were raving about
the game at its core, as I was trying to say at the time, the game at its core is really enjoyable if you make your own fun.
Yeah.
I just ran out of.
I ran. Make your own game. How about that? Let's all just make our own game. We could have so much fun.
Have you gone back to Sea of Thieves since then?
No, it's been deleted since like a week after that podcast.
That podcast is up too, because I remember Sean was like, "Really, you like this game?" No, because
it's good. They just never added anything to it.
Now they've added some stuff. I know that. I haven't really checked too much, but they added like the Megalodon shark or something. I think they might have added the rest of the Kraken, maybe.
Anyway, screw that game. What I was saying is Red Dead is not repetitive. I will say that I enjoy Starlink, and there's a lot of repetitiveness in that, but I still enjoy going through the motions and flying my ship and taking care of things. But Red Dead, like, no 2 missions really ever feel the same.
If you roll the storyline or like some of the side stuff, you're right. They do try to vary it up pretty heavily.
As much as possible. Like there's one mission where you have to deliver a letter, and they try to make it as fun as possible. But like immediately, like as soon as he was done, Arthur's like, I ain't delivering no goddamn letters. Like he was like done with letters after that. Because like they tried their best to make it feel varied. In my opinion, it doesn't get repetitive.
Well, there was like I was talking about the debt collecting part in the earlier. There were a couple where you cannot collect the debt from them because they just don't have money. They're destitute. So it's like you feel like you're just going to go to a point and then just get money from them and bring it back. But there are times where you can't get.
I feel like every time they kind of like throw you for a curveball. There's one where you go and get money, and then he's like, "Well, I know of this like white tiger we can go and kill." And then you got to go like kill a white tiger. Like they always try and mix it up with like different ways that you extort the money out of people.
Yeah. The last one, the first and only one that I did was you just rob his house. He's like, I got things.
Yeah.
You just go there and take all of his things.
You just take everything.
I felt bad for that guy.
Yeah, he didn't speak English.
There's a couple where Arthur just beats the heck out of them in cutscenes, and I'm like, hey, come on now. That's not what I was gonna do. But
yeah, there's like not much you can do. It's like antagonize or like threaten, and then it's just like press B to beat him. All right. I mean, I guess. Did you do the one where they were in the farm and you were just beating him in front of his like family?
Yeah, you go back later. Like I don't want to ruin it, but you go back later and you just like you crap on his entire family's life. Like
you're just ruining him the whole time. Probably over a couple $100 too.
You threaten his son. Like I'm like, geez, calm down, Arthur.
I mean, he's getting that money, man. He's getting that money. Leo Aguilar says, worse than Troll and I. Also, Smash fighting game of the year. Yeah, Quiet Man is worse than Troll and I because Troll and I actually had sound. I mean, I'm just go download it for yourself and see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put a video up about it tomorrow, and I'm gonna kind of cut in some cutscenes, and you can see for yourself.
So is it supposed to be like a play on Quiet Place? Does someone try and capitalize on that, or is it just?
I don't know what they were. I think they were trying to be artistic, but they got way too artistic with it, like to the point where you don't know what's going on in the game. Like
right.
Like your person will look at his cell phone at times, or he'll look at a letters and stuff that's given to him, like a ransom. You figure they would pan the camera around so you have a chance to really look at the letter or the text or anything happening, but you see the opposite side of it.
Yeah, I can totally envision how bad this is. You can do it right with no text and no dialogue, like Hyperlight Drifter had no text or dialogue. Yeah. But it tells us, like, you interpret your own story. But I imagine that the game you're talking about
that's also a beautiful game, and this game looks
it's so good.
Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, there are ways you can do it right, but I think it works in like short bursts. Like there's a really good trailer for Gears of War 4. A really good trailer where there's no actual dialogue between characters, and it's like his son, like as he's little, and then he gets bigger, and then he's trying to plant a tree, and then it shows his son, like, as an adult fighting against the enemies and everything, and then you see a tree where they carved their name. Like they didn't say anything, and it was
I love that trailer. I love
outstanding trailer.
I love the games in general.
And something that sets that up is the music and everything. There's no music in this game. Like they don't do anything like that. They never do anything because he can't hear. So the music is like muffled tones. Like it's like you're underwater.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It's like I don't know what's going on with this game. But I feel like they realized it was bad, slapped $15 price sticker on it, discounted at launch 10%. And then just like whatever, that was it. So
you can just put your own music in the game.
Oh man, dude, I got to a point where I just stopped listening to some of it halfway through. I was like, this is
put on a podcast,
dude. I was like, this makes no sense. So I just put a podcast on the background while I was trying to see if any noise. Nothing ever changed. It didn't matter. So terrible game. Yeah, I feel like they were trying to make it sound like he could feel vibrations or something, and and he was like Daredevil because of that. But he can beat people up, but like they never did anything cool like that with like. Maybe
they were trying to make the worst game ever to write off insurance money, like the producers, but it's a game.
Dude, Liam, if you're listening, you got to get on that development, man. I want to know what happened there because I feel like they pulled the plug on that game early. To be honest, I feel like that's what happened. Like they realized they were putting too much money into it, and then they said, "All right, you guys got $5,000 to finish it." And that was it. They finished in like a week and shoved it out the door. Jar says, "Do you think game developers will eventually purge all non-politically correct content from video games?" Probably not. No, some of them like to push the edge. Have you seen like Rockstar loves to push the edge on that kind of stuff, so they won't stop.
Yeah, Wolfenstein does too.
Wolfenstein, yeah, they don't care. They actively lean into it. They don't care. So
so far, every time I ran into the KKK in Red Dead Redemption, they have made them such bumbling buffoons, and I love it. The first time I ran into them, they were trying to induct someone into the clan, and he set himself on fire and went up in flames. The second time, they were trying to put up this giant cross, and it fell and crushed them. Like I love it because like I don't have to kill them; they kill. Yeah, them.
You watch it play out, and they're just idiots about it. It's great. Did you see? And there's other cults too, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's pretty cool how they do a lot of that stuff. It's fun though. It's fun. And then Wolverale 12. What are your guys' predictions for the 5 unknown DLC fighters, and when is the first reveal? I'm saying Banjo-Kazooie at the VGAs. We'll actually talk about that pretty soon as well, Wolverale, because now I guess since Wood is here as well, we can move into that Smash Direct because there's a lot of stuff in this Direct. Did everyone just watch it pretty much live when it was going on?
Yep. I streamed it.
I figure everyone was probably watching it. I think a lot of people were watching with me just to see if that Grinch leak was right. So Nate.
Yeah.
tell me you have the Vince McMahon. Can we play the Vince McMahon music? I just want to play it in the back.
Based on how WWE treats YouTube, I would say probably not. But this stream would probably go down midstream with them. But
yeah, that's true.
Nate went through some things last week. A lot of stuff actually, and yeah, Nate was right. You even told us that it was going to be on Thursday, probably just because you were getting annoyed and you were like, "It's on Thursday." But interestingly enough, do you remember, Nate, how we talked about at one point that people were saying that like Game Explain was being paid by Nintendo to keep it quiet?
Yeah, that was fun.
People were saying the same thing about Wood.
Yeah,
right, Wood, over there. Yeah,
all through my comments, people were saying, and then on Twitter that I got paid by Nintendo. I found that everywhere. That Game Explain, I and you all get paid by Nintendo to cover up this leak, which is just one of the most ridiculous things. It would have been, because it would have been good money and I could have used it.
You passed that Nintendo money.
That was quite possibly. I was this close to doing a rant, but I just said, you know what? It's gonna like I found that and nobody said that about me because I didn't tote the line that you guys were saying, but I mean I found that absolutely atrocious that they would accuse you guys. I mean that's come on, this is you guys' career. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, to get on
it jeopardized my career. Like if it ended up being real, it's like, even if people don't call me out, if people don't think I got paid off, it still makes me look dumb because I end up being wrong. Like I don't want to be wrong. And a lot of people are like, they're obviously paid off because they gave no evidence that it's fake. But it's like, well, there is no the evidence is here that it's real because that's the way they have made it look. The evidence I have that it's fake is that someone told me who knows it's fake that it's fake. Like without photoshopping an image of this guy telling me and giving you a photoshopped image to look at, I don't know how else to prove my what I've said, you know?
I mean, Nate, what did I say last pod? Why isn't it real? Because a certain character wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's what everyone was basically, even like Game Explain, people were like, well, why isn't this real? Well, we know there's characters that are in the game that are on this banner, and people are like, well, prove it. How do you want us to prove it?
Well, but that's why we had Jordan tweet out Incineroar.
Yeah, I mean, people even saying Incineroar's in the game, he's not on this banner, and they're like, no, he was leak bait planted by Nintendo to track down leakers within the company. Well, I guess Nintendo didn't get their own memo because they put him in the game.
The problem was that the Grinch Leak, people just wanted to believe that so much. Like it was just that was the biggest problem, and it literally drove people that already are immature, obviously, to do even more immature.
It got pretty ugly, yeah. It got kind of ugly there for a while.
These people are already, if you're going to sit there and attack somebody like that over a video game, obviously you already have issues. And then like they get their emotions all hyped up. And then now you want to start coming after people like on their streams and on their videos. And it's just like, okay, really over a video game. So, I mean, I think that's kind of what happened because people get super emotional about these things. And Japan's looking at us like, you idiots, but they're saying it in Japanese, you know, like, why are you guys so dumb? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody over there is doing that with all this stuff. So, I mean, like, I don't know.
It didn't even look a little real. It was like the laziest edit.
I think it's because of like the tail that was kind of weaved around the whole thing, right?
People just wanted those characters. It was just fan service. Whoever made that leak, and
hey,
they
man,
knew what they were doing.
Gino's in the game, man. Come on,
exactly.
he's a spirit. Oh man, I saw that. I was like, oh look, Gino's a spirit, and like just anger in the chat.
Wait, is he a spirit? I didn't know that.
He's a spirit. Yeah, he's a spirit.
Damn.
All those characters were kind of in the game, like except for like what Banjo and Mock Rider maybe weren't, but the rest of them were in the game. You know, like
Isaac was an assist trophy.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, man, rip to a lot of people.
People are not happy.
I still can't believe there's no, like, I know it's a meme, but I honestly was so thinking that Waluigi was going to make it in. Like this whole time I thought it was a huge troll. And Sakurai sitting in front of those two chairs in that one direct that were like Waluigi colors. Like I had all these dots connected in my head. I was like, anytime I go to Target or anywhere, I always see two amiibos in stock, Daisy and Waluigi. And like Daisy just got announced. So I'm like, surely they're keeping Waluigi in stock for this reason. Like I had so many theories. I was going to make a video about it. I'm glad I didn't.
So I think what's really funny is I have a feeling, even in that case with the chairs, like I think Sakurai was probably sitting there doing his, his shoot and everything, getting it done. Then he probably stood up after it was done. He was leaving and turned around and he saw the chairs and was like, oh, like, put two chairs back there. Come on.
That sounds like, the most plausible.
It'd be really funny if just like assistants or people on set were just messing with him, right? Like just, oh man, that'd be so funny. Yeah, that's the best thing he could do right now is when they're kind of directing and putting these cinematic trailers together is, you know, how they had like they had that troll before with K. Rool where they had who you call it, kind of pretend to be him in front of DK. If they have like that kind of stuff happen, but it's Waluigi, and once Waluigi shows up in the cinematic, people are gonna lose their mind. But then he gets knocked out of the way or killed or something, and it's Piranha Plant or something.
It has to be a troll at this point, right? Like, he's the last main guy. He's on the cover of like so many other Mario staple games. Like, they know he exists. They put Piranha Plant in before this main integral character. Like, why? What is the troll?
Wait, integral? Who?
For Waluigi, I think everybody's
since when was his sorry, I'm about to cuss. Since when was Waluigi integral to anything? I just want to know.
He's in almost every single staple like first party Mario game.
Yeah, but as like a like a B-side.
And what Piranha Plant isn't?
It's been there since like day one.
Piranha
Plant's more relevant than Waluigi.
Was a good idea either.
But Waluigi's awesome in Mario Tennis. He has like a rose and everything.
I feel like he's integral. I mean, like every game I have bought with Mario that has multiplayer, I play as Waluigi. So.
You're talking about like Mario Tennis, Mario Soccer, like all like the offshoot
not
games.
Mario and or Luigi, but he's one of the others.
Wario's in there, so I guess maybe Waluigi, maybe he'll get a chance someday.
Yeah, Wario has this. I'm surprised they've never taken a shot with Waluigi, just because they took a shot with Wario just to see how that would go several times.
Waluigi is just a thing that everybody just decided. Everybody just banded together and was like, "That's the one we want. We want this one." There's no reason for it.
Wario has his own line of games.
Wario does have Wario does have his own line of games.
Or Waluigi's Gold Rush or anything. Waluigi's just a side joke character.
I don't know. I don't feel that way. I love Waluigi.
how many single player Waluigi games, like main games, have you played?
How many single player Daisy games have you had?
This is an echo.
True.
You could make. I wonder if could they make Waluigi an echo of Luigi?
Of course they could. He's just more lanky and a little faster.
Is that like? I guess they could do that. It's interesting because he's an assist trophy, right? Waluigi's an assist trophy right now.
Yeah, that's why it's like they pretty much.
That's even more of a troll. They put him in an assist trophy, and then they killed him in the announcement that he was an assist trophy.
That's true.
They would have to really. I feel like. I mean, then he'd be an assist trophy and a character. Then I feel like they have to pull some strings. But according to them, the DLC is not fully in development yet. Right? The character is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said they don't even know who they're gonna be yet.
They probably have a rough idea,
but they haven't like made a solid decision.
Yeah, it sounds like because they're not Capcom, right? They're not like here's the full game and then 5 characters you have to buy on day one.
I wonder if this campaign for Waluigi is as big in Japan as it is here.
I
don't think it is.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think it's just a thing that us people of the internet were just like, that's the one we want on.
I think it's because the internet's behind it and they're like, if he gets in, it's because of us, right? I think that's what a lot of it is. But I mean, I guess everyone else. I mean, is the Waluigi the only person really left out in that core group?
If you from what you consider a core group, yes, I would say Waluigi.
From like the Mario Party games or like the Mario Tennis.
The reoccurring cast. Yeah, I would say
Toad.
So.
Oh yeah, you need Toad, man.
Toad would be more of a staple than Waluigi.
I mean, how would you make
Toad though?
I mean, how would you play as a friggin' Piranha Plant?
They would have to make him be able to throw his little mushroom hat and
take his whole head off.
Yeah, they can make anybody. I mean, Duck Hunt Dog literally has no.
How does that work?
You choke ducks out. You shoot them and then you choke them out, and somehow the duck can knock you out in Smash Brothers. So I mean, like they made that stupid robot that nobody even remembered.
Whoa!
Just say it.
We're not talking about Waluigi here. We're talking about Rob.
I'm just saying, like they always put some type of weirdo character that you would never think could actually be in Smash Brothers, but they make a movie.
I'm so happy they did the Piranha Plant because this means like we're gonna do whatever we want. We're not listening to anybody. We want the Piranha Plant. He's gonna make it in there.
That Piranha Plant was really funny. Like that was when that showed up. I was like, oh, this is.
I went down a rabbit hole last night of people's like videos, their reaction videos, and it took so long for people to realize that he was a character. Even after the little screen came up, people were like, "Whoa, this can't be real."
Did you see how he runs? He like slams the pot, like kind of like oblong.
His little tiny feet under the pot.
It's just hilarious, man.
So
So
I'm
for
gonna
all,
run
you,
into a lot of them online.
for all you Waluigi haters out there, I've done a rough count of how many Mario games he's appeared in, and it's 64. So let me know when he gets to the amount where he's worthy of being in another Mario.
Let's say 70.
About 70. Okay.
The more they ask for it, the more people are going to, the more Sakurai's going to be like, all right, we're going to put in, I don't know, we're going to put in something else, they're going to put in Thwomp or something like that before.
I mean, wasn't
Birdo should be in Smash Brothers before Waluigi.
Oh man, if that
Birdo might be a pretty
It'll
cool
happen,
zoning
but it
character.
shouldn't.
Dude,
Oh,
that'd be
man.
kinda cool,
The
Birdo.
final smash is like a huge egg coming out of its mouth.
man.
My pie in the sky character was Shadow, and he's an assist trophy. So
I thought he could be an Echo.
yeah, well, I thought he would make a perfect Echo fighter.
Yeah, I thought maybe he could
That's
be an Echo.
surprising. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what that was about.
He was shown as a trophy in the direct, so there goes that. Very sad. Very upset.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that spirits mode? Because I was actually still a little confused. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to play that to really get a grasp on all of it. Because it was still kind of like I kind of get the idea. Like, you attach them to your fighters, they level up to give new abilities. Then you attach more modifiers to them, and you collect them as you go through, and then they mix that in a single player. That seems interesting. Are you guys really gonna be getting into that though?
I was completely checked out when they were explaining it in like the middle, and then at the end when they showed the story trail, I was like, "Whoa, this looks amazing!"
Sakurai actually showed off more of it last night in a tournament in Japan for kids, and it looked really cool. He showed off the classic mode, which is redone. So he showed off a brand new the classic mode where it's actually for each individual character they have their own special classic mode. Like if you use Isabel, for example, it's you fight against a bunch of female characters and it's crazy. It's always a bunch of people on screen. But if you use Ryu, it's your first battle's against Ken, one-on-one on the Ryu stage. So he showed off that, but then he also showed off more of the spirits money and explained it. It was in Japanese, but you can kind of see. And really, it's just like he said there, with the whole, each one is a event. You know what I'm saying? Each one is an event, and that's the main way you earn the spirits that you can use and equip for the single player as well. So that's essentially if you want to earn more spirits and level them up and all that, that's the best way to kind of go into the spirits and the spirits mode and do that. But each of them have a certain type of power that they can do, each slots that they can equip, and you might need to equip certain ones in order for you to be able to withstand fire or whatever the case is. So I thought it'd be really cool to stream. He also showed off the difficulty slider too, So that'd be really for the classic mode. So I mean, I think it'd be really fun to stream and get into the really hard challenges.
I'm happy there's a classic mode. I was worried that there wasn't going to be one.
Oh yeah, the classic mode is dope. It's really
I'm super
cool.
into that.
Yeah.
What about that full story mode where they just killed everyone except for Kirby?
That's what I'm talking about. Isn't that the spirit mode?
No.
No,
That's
it's different.
That's World of Light. Spirit mode seems to just be I guess the over encompass the way you attach characters to more characters and everything. This World of Light is
those are the
full,
spirits, aren't they?
Well, basically what he's trying to say here is that the spirits mode, that's how you mainly collect and get more spirits, and there's challenges set around that. Then there's the adventure mode, which is the World of Light, which you can use.
I thought when they were explaining how all the spirits worked, I thought that was to gear up towards the World of Light.
You can use them, but it's not World
of Light.
That's
how you got them was World of Light.
No, the best way to get them is spirits mode. Is doing the challenges. That's the best way to get them.
I thought the challenges were World of Light. I'm so confused now.
And then you also have classic mode, right? Like the original games where you play through a bunch of different battles and it's just its own thing. I didn't know you just said it was tailored for each character. That's awesome. How much work went into this game? Seriously.
And the coolest thing is when they're showing off the slider, the difficulty, it's like a mural. And as you slide the difficulty, it gets the mural gets crazier and crazier with the art. Even that seemed like it took a lot of time to do. It
is intense. It's gonna take so long to play through and discover everything, and it's insane.
So we have the count, I guess, is 74 characters at launch. That includes the Echo fighters and everything. 59 assist trophies. We didn't get a count on any of the spirit modes, but how many spirits there are. But they had characters like Shantae is in there. Otacon from Metal Gear is in there. They just have a lot of random Gino, of course, just a lot of spirits. So it sounded like they were leaving some up for people to discover as well. So
I think at the last count, I heard was there are at least 380 spirits in the game.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Jeez. All right.
It's funny how every character people wanted is kind of in the game in a way.
Yeah, kind of. Well, except for Banjo. Man, people are holding on to Banjo. Man, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing in Smash. But 6 characters after launch. One's gonna be free to download as long as you buy it with it. We think it's within a certain time, like first couple months or something. Then I guess eventually you have to pay for Piranha Plant. I'm not really sure. It sounds like it's for early.
Piranha Plant's free.
Isn't that what they did with Mewtwo last time?
What they did with Mewtwo is that you needed to buy the 3DS and the Wii U version to get Mewtwo for free.
Yes,
Otherwise, you can just buy them for. You can get both of them for like $4.99 for 3DS and Wii U, or you can pay like $3.99 and like on different ones.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be like a timed thing for early adopters. I think it was through January. I think.
Yeah,
like
January 21st is the cutoff. Like if you want to get Piranha Plant, you got to register the game on My Nintendo by January 21st.
Yeah. So.
But then he launches in February. Piranha Plant.
Okay, he's got to go register. All right, cool. That'll be neat. And then we have 5 characters after that, and each character is part of a pack that comes with a stage and music for, I assume, that character is the idea. So still 5 characters, man. I don't know who you put in here. I guess people want Banjo. People want Sora,
Isaac,
Sora.
Isaac, yeah, Sora for Kingdom Hearts. Then we do hear about a Square Enix character floating around out there, so you'll see probably someone from that camp show up. I don't know if they can. I don't think they can announce anything like that at the VGAs.
Any DLC plans would be better suited for E3.
Yeah, I think that's where you show the first character, right?
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, it'd be tough to announce the first character at the VGAs one day after the game launches and then say, well, it's not releasing for like 6 months.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they can save that for Metroid Trilogy and Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, that's a good point. It's interesting they didn't announce Piranha Plant there. That'd been funny. Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting when that comes out. I assume everyone's getting it. Like,
I'm gonna skip that.
I'm seeing people buying Switches already online for this thing, so it's gonna sell some systems.
I bought the special edition and I bought the Smash bundle.
How's that dock looking in person?
It's nice.
Is it? Yeah, because I started seeing some pictures online with like good picture quality pictures, and it looks like it pops much more than I thought it would off of the back or on that Switch where it's like black plastic. They have like kind of those white etchings. Looks like it pops off really nice.
Yeah,
I wanted to get it, but Kim, my fiance, really wants to play Pokemon Go with me, so I'm gonna buy her the Pokemon one instead.
Oh, which one? The Pikachu or Eevee one?
Is there different consoles?
Isn't there different ones, or no? Am I wrong? Or is there
just the game? Just the game.
Yeah.
Just the game.
She's getting Pikachu the game. I'm getting Eevee because Eevee's my favorite Pokemon.
Okay, so you're going with Eevee. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get Pikachu. I'm gonna go Pikachu. The only bundle I'll buy is probably a Metroid Prime bundle if they do that, which I assume they will.
That'd be really cool.
I'll be snapping that up. Yeah, next holiday. When it comes out.
I know they're gonna do a Fire Emblem bundle, so I'm just gonna put away some money for that already.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they did one for the 3D. They've done a couple for the 3DS, haven't they? So yeah, that makes sense. Hopefully it's not a Japanese only thing. You have to import that.
They're weird with they released one here in America, but it was like super limited. Just like the whole Fire Emblem Fates card. Like you could get all 3 games on one cartridge, but it was like super limited.
Ooh.
Wow. Do y'all still play Pokemon Go? Are you going to be doing that whole functionality with the game, so you're just going to play it straight?
Evan plays Pokemon Go, I think still. I stopped playing a while ago.
I'm trying to get into it so I could gear up for Let's Go, but it's just not happening.
I gotta store that away so I don't get burned out before the game even comes out.
I play it. I've always played. I really like Pokemon Go. Me and Kim again. Like it's kind of our thing. We go for walks and try and catch some stuff.
That's my problem. I got to go outside for it.
Exactly.
That's a whole thing. I only go to so many places and that's it. No. I get the idea. Of Pokemon Go is to obviously go on an adventure and everything, but basically this Let's Go is that without having to go on an adventure. So sounds right up my alley. But no, I mean it's it's good. It gets people sunshine outside and everything. So it's good. It's good. People are saying they're actually losing a lot of weight and getting healthier because of Pokemon Go. So that's a good thing. That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
but then my network manager actually broke a leg playing it the other day, so maybe it's not that great.
It's like extreme Pokemon Go there, man. Geez, yeah, that's gonna be interesting too. Like I said, I'm curious to see the sales. I'm curious to see how the game plays as we get further in it. So that'll be fun. You're getting the accessory and everything, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting when that all happens. And you guys notice they told everyone to basically go get an LAN adapter, right? For your Switch.
Yeah, people do not like me because I have a video saying, "Don't buy the LAN adapter."
I was gonna bring that up for you, because I know you have videos like, "Don't buy a LAN adapter."
Somebody wrote this scathing Twitter thread and took a picture of it so I wouldn't be added in it, and then somebody else added me, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?"
No, your video makes sense for what you're saying. For speed, it makes no real sense.
I don't even know. Did I make that video before Smash Brothers was even announced? I might have.
Maybe. I'm trying to think. It basically they just want you to have it for latency. That's all.
What was your point? What was your overall point?
The wireless is so much better, or faster, I should say, on the Switch than the LAN adapter, because the LAN adapter, first of all, it's already nerfed. It already has a weird speed cap. And the Switch, it has a USB 3.0 port, but that port still only works as a 2.0 port. The firmware isn't. They need to upgrade the firmware in the Switch to make it allow 3.0.
So why did they recommend it then? Just to have it more stable, so you're not cutting out
stability. But if you have a really good wireless connection, then you still don't really need the LAN adapter.
I mean, you can use any LAN adapter, really.
I mean, Nintendo was really just given the basic advice that any company would for a fighting game of, if you can be wired, then be wired, because it would generally be better than wireless, because the Switch Wi-Fi was really made for higher end routers of the 5 gigahertz variety, or people who know to go into their router, customize it to fit their certain needs, which isn't, the majority of people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of I saw how people were saying, "Oh yeah, Nintendo said, we should have thrown an Ethernet port in there." No, they're just really saying, just as any company would with the fighting game, if you can be wired, you'll have the better experience.
They should have put an Ethernet port on that dock.
They'd rather save that $5.
Well, the Ethernet port that they want you to buy isn't that great. So even if they put one in the dock, it still wouldn't be that great.
They should do it though. I'd rather have it there.
It worries me because I just don't want it to be you won't have a stable connection unless you have this LAN adapter, because 90% of the people you play against online ain't going to have it. So even if you're wired up and it's all good and dandy, you're still going to have issues because everyone else is going to be struggling.
That's kind of one of the reasons I would like it to just be on the dock, because then there's you don't even need to get an adapter or anything. You just kind of get a cable, plug it in.
But the thing about that sucks is your Switch is a portable device. It kind of tethers you to the dock at that point. If you want to play in bed and smash it out, you know what I mean?
Yep. That's have a good one with that.
But I mean, people played online with the 3DS and everything.
Yeah, it was trash.
God, dude. I'm telling you,
it was pretty trash on the Wii U also.
Oh man,
the Wii U was horrible.
When you play against people, when you play against a lot of randoms online, a lot of them don't know. They got mamas watching Netflix, little sis is over here, playing on something, they're playing people. A lot of people don't understand concept of bandwidth. If you want to play a fighting game and have a good connection online, you can't have a bunch of people using the internet. It's just not going to work. And that's the reason why you got a lot of the games are just bad. When I played against people that I knew had good connections and people weren't using a bunch of different stuff, it worked fine, But when people are using a bunch of stuff in the house, and when you don't have and a lot of people have trash. First of all, a lot of people just have trash internet. A lot of people don't realize how bad their own internet is, especially here in America. A lot of people just have trash internet. A lot of people have slow internet. It's not
if you don't live on one of the coasts, you're gonna have pretty rough time getting internet, or a good internet.
I managed to get 300 down here, but AT&T offered me 10 down initially. I had to go through someone else.
Christ.
I was like, no, thank you, I'm good. Do you guys think
that's about what the Switch does with the LAN adapter? So you'd be fine.
I had to go to Comcast and demand a gigabit down. They gave it to me.
Do you think if this game doesn't have good online, everyone just has issues, that it's going to be a travesty for Nintendo?
Well, I mean, are we talking about from on the game standpoint, or just that people don't have good internet?
Just I guess in the game, and the fact that you have this paid service now, and that's really what other online game is going to be worth it. Mario Tennis is trash online, in my opinion.
I agree.
It's died too.
So like if the last game you really have to solidify your online being worth it doesn't even work, then I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some uproar. All these people that paid for a year of online.
I feel like they've gotten away with it for so long. Like they could just keep doing it forever, just having trash internet.
I mean, I would like to. I mean, yeah, but now we're like he's saying we're paying for it now, so we expect at least some level of quality.
I feel like it'd be really difficult to get people to feel like that payment is worth it because people already hate it so much.
yeah. But I think what they're looking for, I guess majority of the time having a good experience rather than majority of the time having a bad experience. Because no matter what game you play, you're eventually going to run into a laggy match. It'll happen on the Xbox, happen on the PlayStation, but if it happens, more than half the time on the Switch, and it happens, maybe 20% on the Xbox or 20% on the PlayStation or whatever, that stands out.
Another argument people love having is dedicated servers for games like this. And
it still wouldn't solve any problems.
Why not?
There's no such thing as dedicated servers.
A dedicated server,
exactly. Yes. Fighting games. That's everybody.
I thought it was fighting games for 1v1, but if you start having more and more people in, like if you do like a 8-person Smash or something like that.
The reason for that is because dedicated servers are expensive, and if you have a 1v1, you're gonna have so many.
Well, yeah. Well, no, apparently the netcode now 1v1 is better without the server in the middle. But when you start having a bunch of people connect, apparently a server would help to.
That they're not gonna do that. And 8-player Smash isn't like the main way to play Smash Brothers. That's not. I mean, I don't know if you guys have played much 8-player Smash, but it's just a bunch of like stupidity. It's like people everything just blowing up right around. I mean, I don't think that's not the main way. I mean, the main way people are gonna play Smash is they're gonna play doubles or they're gonna play one-on-one. That's pretty much how I mean, you play 4 players, but that's still not enough to where people like Nintendo's going to spend a bunch of money for servers. It's just not going to. I mean, when you play Street Fighter, you're paying $60 for online, and Street Fighter doesn't have any, first party. Sony paid for Street Fighter right on PS4. It still can lag like crazy with Street Fighter, and you're paying a lot more. For that. Same thing with any other fighting game. I mean, I think a lot of Nintendo fans just don't play other fighting games. So
the thing is, though, that Smash Bros is going to be really popular.
Yeah, it's like any big issues are going to start popping up, and they're gonna be like, "Well, the online's really bad for this game," or it's just the game's good, but like it's hard to play online and find a good match because that is what's kind of popped up on Mario Tennis recently. I've noticed that the player base after we had to start paying for online just fell off a cliff. It's hard finding matches in Mario Tennis now, which is a little surprising. But the quality of Mario Tennis has always been kind of weird with the online anyway in the first place. Which could be because some people are playing like 40 feet from their router, 50 feet from the router or something through walls and everything. But it's interesting though, because I do think Smash is what's going to try to drive a lot of online subscriptions. So I'm hoping it's good online because I last online Smash Bros I really tried to play was on the Wii, and that didn't last long.
Well, yeah, the Wii was powered by like GameSpy.
It was. That was great. Even on the Wii U, though, you're right. It wasn't the greatest. But the Wii U was a whole thing on its own anyway. So I remember I had a LAN adapter for that thing.
When I played, like there was matches that were good, and then there were matches that were horrible. Like the people that have horrible internet, it's horrible matches. When I played against people that I knew had good internet, it was a good match. So that's how my experience was. And I played. Just to let you guys know, I mean, I played I got around 15,000 wins in For Glory. Nice. I'm like 15,000 and like 3,000, and I lost all 3,000 because of lag.
It's gonna be interesting because like you said, a lot of people are gonna hit that. They're gonna hit the online day one. There's gonna be a lot of people online. So
but if it's all peer to peer, then
I mean, they still need a server to set the match up and then let the peer-to-peer take over. So, I mean, you never know. I mean, we saw what happened with Morphe's Law.
That wasn't very disappointing.
That wasn't good. So I haven't gone back to the game since because of how bad that experience was.
Yeah, I mean, they just had terrible netcode.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think Nintendo's going to release Smash Brothers with Street Fighter 5 netcode where the game just doesn't run well.
Yeah, I will say for one thing, this is going to take over a lot of the obviously competition scenes. It's going to be, you can take your Switch with you and drop it in, or if you're off, if it's not your turn, you can technically practice in handheld mode, off to the side. So there's a lot of potential there, which is pretty cool. And of course, if you're going to like conventions or visiting friends or family, it's probably the one game you're definitely going to throw in your bag. So should be good. And the amount of content is ridiculous, by the way. They have that much, 900 tracks of music.
Jesus Christ.
And they're gonna fit that in a 13.6 gigabyte file size.
Nintendo is like insane at compression.
I just downloaded The Quiet Man and it was over 40 gigabytes. And this game here has 900 tracks.
Yeah, but like 75% of The Quiet Man is like actual film.
I would say it's about 40 minutes of film.
Yeah, and the game's like 90 minutes long.
But it's 40 gigabytes. I think God of War is a little larger than that.
That's what is that? A gigabyte a minute?
It's something.
Sure is.
I gotta stop thinking about that game because it makes me just pause for a minute and just reflect. I gotta stop. Okay. Did you guys see the rumors for YouTube on the Switch?
Yeah, I think I did.
I mean, is that even a rumor anymore? Because now I'm seeing a lot of people confirm it.
I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah, it's not really a rumor anymore.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty much confirmed at this point.
I mean, it appeared on Nintendo's site.
Yeah, they did this again, like they did with Yoshi.
Actually, what we should do, if it shows up on Nintendo's site, it's not a rumor, it's a leak. Rumors aren't usually founded in reality. Leaks have some truth to them.
That's fair. When the company that's gonna basically release the app onto that company's system posts it on their own website, that's probably a leak. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So let's say, the YouTube leak is legit.
Yes. So November 8th, apparently, you'll be able to download a free app for your Switch and watch YouTube on your Switch.
Let me watch my Switch channel straight on your Switch.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can watch stuff about your Switch on your Switch.
Which means all my direct feed undocked Switch footage will look pretty damn good on the Switch YouTube.
Dude, that is a good point. I didn't even think of that. Wow, that is a good point. So if you watch Nate's footage where he captures stuff that's undocked footage with a special Switch that he has, and you watch it in 720p, it's going to look exactly like it should, minus some compression, obviously.
Why even buy the game? You could just load up one of his videos.
That's going to bring a whole new thing of watch people play through games if you can just do that.
You can just hold it like you're playing.
It'll actually give good representation of how the game... Because, I mean, now you watch on YouTube on your computer, obviously the screen's much larger than the Switch screen, but now it'd actually be a little better representation of how it will exactly look.
That is a good point. I didn't even think of that. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's going to go over pretty well. I'm wondering why it took so long. Does anyone have any idea, like a theory, anything about that? Like, I thought maybe Nintendo was trying to...
Applications were never a focus for Nintendo.
That's so weird, though.
They pushed Switch definitely in the first year. They wanted to make it, this is a game system. So things like Netflix, Hulu, YouTube really weren't a focus for them. Now that it's out there, it's more established. Now they're looking at them saying, okay, you can... I mean, they're still very selective of what they're allowing to come over. So, I mean, maybe November 2019 we'll get Netflix at the rate they're moving with these.
I would like to think Netflix is next up and we see that, the beginning of the year, next year or something. I think that would actually be really good to have there for the holidays too, to have Netflix on there. Like if they could get it out for before, obviously, just the Christmas, that'd be a good thing to have on. I mean, people don't realize that just putting a Netflix sticker on the outside of your box is actually a pretty big deal when it comes to casual shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So just like how you slapping 4K on the outside of the box works. So
or Fortnite,
Fortnite works extremely well, actually. Even though it's a free game, advertisement on that works. I saw the Fortnite bundle for both the PlayStation and the Switch at Walmart the other day, and I went back a few days later, and they're all gone. So it works. It works well.
V-Bucks.
I'm telling you, man, it's insane. There's a special skin or something that came with it. So that was it.
Cool.
I haven't played Fortnite in a while, so I don't know.
I know my brother really wants comic apps on the Switch, like Comixology or something like that.
There is one. There is one on there, right?
They're making one, but it's I think they're gonna have the Sonic comics on there, but it's not. They're not gonna have everything. It's like a weird mix.
Okay.
Inkwell or something like that.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, that's interesting that's coming before it all the other apps, but all right,
Yeah.
why not? You know, people, you know, it's probably better, obviously, to read comics digitally nowadays for obviously environmental reasons and everything, but it's still interesting that showed up so early. People are saying Crunchyroll and stuff too. That wouldn't be bad.
Wouldn't mind that.
Amazon Video. There's a lot of stuff they could pull in. I'm curious how many people are going to use it as well, because we'll probably get some sort of probably statistic about that for YouTube and multimedia and everything.
Anybody know how the battery is with Hulu?
I don't actually. I don't really watch Hulu on my Switch. I watch it on my PC or my Xbox.
I mean, outside of like, I guess, game footage, trailers, gameplay, what are you like? I don't really know what people will be using the Switch for in terms of the YouTube application, because I mean, you can use it on your phone, tablets. There's countless other devices that you can already use that application for. So what's really the appeal to say I'm going to pop open YouTube on my Switch to watch, you know, this episode of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z or something, if I can just do it on my phone? Isn't that just more convenient? I
think it's for, I mean, if you're a younger kid that gets it for Christmas, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly. Other like me or like anybody here, we all have plenty of other devices to watch YouTube on. But I guess like you said, if a kid has only that, then
yeah, like apparently a lot of people use the Wii U for watching Netflix and browsing the web, and it's like, well, I mean, I just use my computer, but there are a lot of situations that we're not in that it actually makes sense. So I mean, why not? I mean, if it can be there, why not? Yeah, throw it on there. Throw it on there.
My brother wants comics on it, so he doesn't have to drag his Kindle around. That's the reason why he wants that. But
yeah,
I guess for something like YouTube, you got the phone, you got your laptop, you know.
Like I get having the option available on the Switch is definitely, you know, that's appealing because a device should always have more options than less. I just wonder, I mean, it's nice to see it's coming. Is it that big of a deal? Something like Netflix would be a bigger deal, or ESPN Plus or HBO Go. Those seem like bigger applications that you would want on the Switch over just a simplistic YouTube.
And people seemed excited about it. Like a lot of people seemed really excited. Also, I think it'd be interesting to see the app itself. So see how if it's actually good. Because the Switch is a pretty quick system when you're moving around the OS. So I'll be curious to see how they developed and designed it.
I mean, yeah, if it's as good as the Wii U YouTube, then it's awesome. But like the Wii U was just so convenient. You grab the gamepad, went to YouTube, watched it on your television or just on the pad itself. I don't know if the Switch just has that convenience aspect to it.
I mean, I could see it is interesting. It's gonna be really interesting to see it switch between handheld and like maybe that was even an issue they were working through, going between the handheld mode and then the docked mode and changing resolutions and stuff. It's hard to say with that, but
I guess it would be another reason for a kid to want a Switch over an iPad, you know, something like that.
Yeah, that's not a bad point. Yeah, you ask if it has YouTube on it or Netflix on it. You say no. Well, I'll get something that has it on it.
And then parents are like, "Sweet, I just saved $300."
Yeah, yeah. It helps. Let me go through some of these super chats before we jump into the Nintendo financials. Then we'll finish up with the XO predictions because that is next Saturday. It's creeped up pretty quick on us. I'll also talk about what that is and everything for anyone who missed it. Let me go through starting with waifus of gaming. Says BlizzCon was a disaster. That definitely didn't start very well. Did everyone see what happened?
Yeah, the whole mobile announcement. I love the salt.
That was amazing.
Oh man,
I love the salt. It's fantastic. It's great.
Why did they announce that there?
I'm good.
Didn't your tweet point out that it got more dislikes than Nintendo's online service?
Yeah, you know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble. Apparently, I think they deleted the video because they lost about 100,000 dislikes, and the video popped back up. So,
we were making fun of it in our stream. We were talking like the Good Burger guy, like, "Oh no, look at all these dislikes."
Like I said, if the Nintendo Online video is looking over at your video, and it's like, "Ooh, yeah, you got a problem."
Man, look at all the dislikes here. This is not good, bro. Like,
yeah. So if anyone missed it, they lined a bunch of people up at a big stage event that they were holding. A bunch of people came to BlizzCon. Some people paid $50 for the virtual ticket to watch it online. And obviously, a lot of people there were interested in Diablo 4 or anything else on PC or console in some cases. And they announced Diablo Immortal, which is a cell phone game. So there you go.
But worse than that, it's a reskinned, just some random Chinese game. that
from
they just
NetEase.
reskinned Diablo. They didn't change it at all, and they're putting it on mobile, and they hype it up and they announce it at this BlizzCon, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" And then some guy was like, "Is it coming to PC?" And he was like, "No." But the best part is when everyone started booing, that guy was like, "Don't you guys all have mobile phones?"
Yeah,
Like he was surprised. That's not. Oh my god!
You saw his facial expression too when they started booing. He's like, "What? What?"
Imagine being in his position. I worked years on this game, and now I'm presenting it, and everybody hates me.
It's like, oh no.
Here's the thing that's really confusing to me. They seem confused, like they didn't expect that was going to happen. Like nobody in the board meeting or anything was like, maybe they're going to be mad about this. Like I don't know how.
It made no sense. Like when Bethesda announced Fallout Shelter, at least it was like this game, you can play it today, and they, Fallout 4 is coming, it's around the corner, and like you can make progress for that game in this game. So it was kind of like, all right, cool. People picked it up, they played it, if you were hesitant or not, but it took off. It was a really great game. But this is just, hey, I know you've wanted this thing for like 8 years, but instead we've reskinned this other game, and you can have this on mobile instead.
Fallout Shelter, they at least made it obvious it was a mobile game because it looked like it.
Yeah.
Diablo, it looked like a new Diablo game, and then at the end it's just iOS and Android.
Yeah, it's
such a misstep.
It's fine that it exists, but they should have shown it off much better.
If it was a tweet or something, or they just put it on their website, or it was a YouTube video trailer that released or something, people wouldn't have cared as much. But they announced it at the big BlizzCon event. You know,
is it the only announcement, or is there more announcements for this?
No, there was more announcements. The problem was basically what Nintendo ran into at E3 2016. Is like, here's Samus Returns, but Nintendo had the foresight to say, "Oh yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is a thing." All Blizzard had to do was say Diablo 4 is in development, and people would have relaxed, and they wouldn't have been attacking this mobile game with the full force of the devil.
Or it was like when they announced, what was it? The Federation Force. Remember when they announced Federation Force?
It got hated because it wasn't the Metroid people wanted, so it just got lambasted by people when all they had to say is, we're making a new Metroid for a console, and people said, okay, this game is fine, it can exist. We know something else is coming that we want. And that's where Blizzard made the mistake. All they had to say was Diablo 4 is a thing.
Yeah, just a trailer. I mean, like Nintendo made theirs in like After Effects, like just a trailer. It's like Diablo 4 now in development. Boom, and that would have been it. People would have been fine, but they just didn't do a great job predicting how that crowd was going to react. Eric says 6 beers deep watching SpawnCast. Woo, thank you, Eric. Car Steve says this cast is incredible. I have to agree. Just a Hair says, what are your favorite podcasts? Need more for work. Any podcasts you guys listen to?
Wolf Den Live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
I've heard of that one.
You live every single day for the rest of my life.
I'll say I've listened to Giant Bomb for a long time. They're a good one. Easy Allies is also good.
My favorite podcast is the Hamish and Andy podcast, and it's Australian, and it's really funny. And it's not about games at all.
Oh, not about games at all. Interesting.
So if you want something fresh, they just get up to mischief every week, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
What's it called? Undisputed. If you're into sports, Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless.
That's great. Yeah, I'll watch that on YouTube. They're on YouTube now too.
Yeah, they're on. They do an audio podcast too, and it's pretty good. They have great chemistry. So yeah.
Okay.
Kim also really likes that one that Kevin Smith does, and it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's pretty funny. He tells a lot of really great stories about his past and how a lot of his movies got made. And I can't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, I just listen to a lot of gaming podcasts, or I'll just watch YouTube, or just have that playing in the background. But yeah, definitely a lot of podcasts out there. I used to listen to Retronauts back in the day a lot too. The Icarus says Smash is amazing, but we need a Kid Icarus Uprising port to the Switch because Sakurai made that game too. It's such an amazing game, near perfect. It deserves a second chance, Nintendo.
We need a new game, not a port in the 3DS game. That's weird. Just make a new Kid Icarus game.
Yeah, that would be cool if they did a new one. That's the one where you needed that stand and everything, right?
Yeah,
that was ridiculous. That whole thing.
I mean, well, it came with the stand.
Oh, so that's crazy.
The box was bigger. It came with the stand. It came with some AR cards. The game is great. No, it's really good, but the controls in the game, it's not for everyone. I mean, you can use the stylus, whatever. It's still a good game. It's still fun, but I mean, like, why port like a porting a 3DS game. That's so weird to go from that gap. I mean, they just make a new Kid Icarus game.
That'd be cool if they made a new one. Yeah. That was just really funny when I saw it in stores, and I was like, comes with a big plastic stand. I was like, why? And then you get it and you realize why.
Yeah.
Chad says, Leak, my uncle works at Bandai Namco. It's real. There you go. It's real. Yeah, that's people were like hunting that guy down and everything that like allegedly put that picture out, and that was insane. I will send a picture of my Rob. Don't tease it. Chad. Oh, okay, for Rob. Evo 29, this is Sac on 10. Evo 2019 final, Isabel versus Piranha Plant. How many people do you think are going to use Piranha Plant, OJ?
I think there's going to be a lot of trolls, but I don't think Piranha Plant's going to be any. If we're basing it on like weirdo characters, right? That Nintendo does, like weirdo, like classic characters like Duck Hunt and all that. None of those characters ever really won anything. Duck Hunt was kind of popular at the beginning of the 3DS era because people just didn't know how to deal with this, like his zoning. But I doubt that Piranha Plant's going to be good enough to win an Evo or anything like that.
Just a bunch of Bayonetta characters, right?
A bunch of Bayonettas. Just a bunch of Bayonettas, right? No, from what we understand, Bayonetta's got a lot of nerfs across her toolkit. Yeah, a lot of more lag and stuff across her toolkit.
That ruins my strategy then. So
well, but she's still good. She's still really good. She's still really good. But I think we can see a lot more heavies actually get into the mix more, you know, like a King K. Rool or like a Richter's a little bit more on the heavier side. Simon are a bit on the heavier side. King DDD looks like he's going to be a little bit better. So there's so many characters though, guys.
How do people pick a main in that game where there's like 70-something characters? I have no idea how you do that.
I don't even know how they're going to like develop the meta for the game. Developing the meta for this game is going to take forever. It took a while for Smash Wii U, but people really figured out like, okay, well, this character. Bayonetta was instantly because people already kind of like mastered a lot what they've done. But this game has 70-something characters. So from the back, it's gonna be really tough. Like, okay, well, who's gonna be the good characters? You know, and there's already big tournaments coming up. We got Genesis in January. We got Make Some Moves in December. So it's going to be interesting to see how people even react to like what, you know.
Eric says I was sold on Piranha Plant. Okay, I think a lot of people were, mostly because of how easy it was to meme that character. Chad says trophy stickers from Brawl plus custom equipment from Smash 4 equals spirits. David says Medusa head for Smash. All right. Mr. Rain says, do you guys fear Article 13 EU law, or is all okay? I don't know.
I am not familiar with European law.
I see a lot of people talking about it, but I'm not.
I think that's if I'm not mistaken, that's the link credit law, where you have to like if you reference someone's article or news, you technically have to pay them, if I remember right.
Pay.
Article 13 EU. Yeah, because it's European, but people are concerned that it could spread further, which I don't think it will, but it could.
I think that might be some type of like how does fair use work? You know, some type of legal like
Articles 11 and 13 of the EU's new copyright directive have stoked fears that memes will effectively be banned and platforms will need to pay publishers when people link to their websites, as quoted by Wired.
Why?
Good luck getting people to follow up on that.
Yeah, it's been dubbed the link tax and meme ban.
Interesting. See what happens.
I'm going to read up on that and vote, I guess. It's I see people talk about that a lot online, so we'll see what happens with that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting if it tries to spread further than that.
Will there be like a back tax? Like if you have links to places and you didn't pay for it, they're gonna just farm all of them. And
maybe you can just. I guess you can sue them, right? If you're the party that they linked from, I guess you can say that's my stuff. You linked to me, you credited me, but I guess that's basically you can copyright strike them for using your information.
So wouldn't that basically destroy sites like Reddit, forums that are linking to the like? Oh, hi, we're a popular gaming forum. You just linked to 1,000 articles. You owe us $1 million, and they're like,
F4G.
Yeah,
that seems like it would just destroy all of those networks, even Twitter.
Yeah, but I don't think this is gonna I don't know how this is gonna work, but I don't think it's something that's gonna fly as easily as as it's trying to say here.
Yeah, I don't.
This isn't like Rockstar going after that website saying you guys got classified information, you owe us $1 million.
They got $1 million out of them. That's crazy.
Or £1 million, I should say.
Yeah, it was like 1.3, right? $1 million, something like that. But they made them donate it. That's crazy. Don't mess with Rockstar. We've talked about this before. Some people got Rockstar or Red Dead Redemption 2 early, and I sent the message like, don't do anything with this. And there you go. You got to warn people with Rockstar. They don't mess around. Grubby K9 says Chrono for Smash. That's a good character. Chrono will be really cool to see show up in Smash.
I want it.
I would like to see Square do more with something like Chrono Trigger series, but Chrono and Smash is like the first step, I think.
I have no idea why the Chrono franchise is just ignored.
Kids now have no idea who Chrono is, and that's a shame. So let's putting that out there. All right. I had to buy my nephew a Super Nintendo Classic just to get him figured out what a Super Nintendo is. That's where we are.
3 Chrono games. And one of them's not even really like a real game. So 2 real Chrono games, and and they're both really good.
Kids now don't even know what a Super Nintendo is. That's what we're dealing with, people. So go get a Super Nintendo Classic or Nintendo Classic for some of the younger kids this holiday and reintroduce them. Ryu Cage says after Piranha Plant, Joy-Con grip, dog for Smash. Could they make it like that, like a spirit or something?
Maybe an alt for Duck Hunt Dog, an echo for Duck Hunt Dog.
Eric says, don't forget all the spectator and inline play modes. That actually reminded me of when you put your quarters on like an arcade machine back in the day, because you put your little token kind of in line for the spectator and the to play mode. It's like that's what it actually reminded me of. Chad Saran says, remember.
I just want to say that compared to what we had before, Wii U's lobbies were trash. Absolutely horrible.
Chad Saran says, remember GameSpy? I do remember GameSpy because that's how Halo Online for the PC, I believe, used to work, and they shut that down, and now I can't play Halo Online on my PC. Alexandria says, about YouTube on Switch, what if it's YouTube TV? The logo that they showed was YouTube. YouTube TV actually has a different logo. But if YouTube is on there, they could do more with that. I think YouTube TV is on your console, other consoles as well. So it could be everything. I think for now, though, YouTube is probably the most likely thing, just regular YouTube. So let me jump into the Nintendo sales. They had a report there, Q2 actually. And it was better than I think a lot of people were expecting.
Yeah, which is confused me because I saw a bunch of people try to downplay the successful quarter Nintendo had, and they're like, "Oh my God, they didn't read." Analysts aren't happy. Well, the analysts set their own expectation, and people trying to spin that into a negative that Nintendo had a bad quarter.
They had a pretty good quarter. I think people were. I don't know if people were. It actually went above what I think a lot of people were expecting. It was like 3.19.
3.19.
Yeah, I mean, and that's well, let's round it up to the 3.2. Yeah. Sony had incredible Q2, really fueled by Spider-Man, and they moved 3.9. For Nintendo to come in with a more or less lackluster Q2 in terms of first-party exclusives that would move hardware, for them to be that close to the PS4 is, that shows great momentum for the Switch.
Yeah, going into Smash season. So, and that doesn't include like any of the sales they would have got from Mario Party, which is at 1.5 million. They told us that strangely for some reason in the first 3 weeks. 22.86 million Nintendo Switch units are now shipped. That does pass the GameCube. So the GameCube is now behind the Switch already. It's pretty quick. I think 64 is next. Yeah, Nintendo 64 is 32.93 million units. Yes. Yeah, you're right. The PS4 also did report the numbers, 3.9 million, I believe, for the quarter units. And that system is over 86 million now, which is ridiculous. They actually had to move their projections up to 17.5 million. So Sony is actually shooting for 2.5 million, or they're shooting for less than the Switch. Technically, the Switch is shooting for 20 million. The PS4 is shooting for 17.5, but they have raised their expectations now. And that means that by next year, they should be over 100 million units on the PS4, which is ridiculous.
Damn.
Yeah.
PS4 really hasn't slowed down since launch. And if people look at charts, you'll see that the Switch is competing almost exactly in line with what the PS4 was doing at the exact same time in terms of like the months. So it's
also, go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
No, it's just ridiculous that people are still trying to claim, Switch sales are slowing down. And it's there step for step with what the PS4 was doing at the exact same time.
Also, I'm not ignoring Microsoft. They don't report their numbers. So I can estimate. I mean, I can estimate how much. I think the Xbox One's around 41 million.
Stop ignoring the company that doesn't report their numbers.
Yeah.
Stop ignoring them when they don't report the numbers.
That's where I am. I have to try to estimate the Xbox's numbers. Yes. I think they're at like 41 million though right now. But they make a lot on their subscriptions and everything. They do pretty well there. But that's the one thing that was very interesting. Nintendo didn't talk at all about their subscription for actual numbers, which is odd to me. I think they want to report it after Smash is when we'll get like they'll say we have X amount of subscriptions right now, like Microsoft and Sony do.
It's probably too early for them to say with confidence because it's probably not that impressive right now, but it'll be impressive.
It'll be impressive after Smash. Yeah, you're right. They said some vague thing like half the people that have played online signed up for the service, or no, half the people that did the free trial, I believe, signed up for the service, right?
They say half the people that are connected, that have their Switches connected online, have the service. I
thought it was half the people who have the service got a family plan.
This is how vague they were, which actually says a lot about things.
I would expect more than half of the people who signed up for the service. Used the free trial, paid for it. I expect more than that because you have to put in your credit card number. Do the free trial.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so they would have got auto dinged for that.
So it sounds more like it's either people who have internet or the family plan thing.
I think that either way, I don't think they wanted to tell investors what the number was because let's say it wasn't like what they were thinking it would be, which maybe investors are like, oh, they probably got 15 million people to sign up because they've moved 22 million systems, and they come back and they're like, no, we had like 8 million, and that's still decent, but they know it's going to be more after Smash, and they know investors don't know that. So
what it was that half the people who have the online service paid for a full year.
See that
everybody's wrong.
Gosh, that's how vague they were with their
I don't think they could give numbers because it was only reporting to the end of September. So what the service was out for what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah. So but the thing that I realized they told us about Mario Party, and that's not even in this quarter.
Well, they like to brag about software sales a little more.
Yeah,
I think like June they said they gave us the sales for Mario Tennis like pretty quick in June.
Yeah, but that's, I look at that and I say that's because those are good numbers. Like those are things to say, look how many we did, and that's like it was a little odd that they did mention it and it was in that quarter, but they didn't really want to talk hard numbers, which is odd because Nintendo talked hard numbers during the Wii U era. So it threw me a little bit there. I was like, that's odd. I was hoping to hear about some kind of number of signups.
No, they did give us that Fortnite's been downloaded by half of the Switch user base.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I mean, it's free, but still, it's like that. I'm sure Epic like that. So, they're going to keep working on Unreal Engine 4. That's basically the whole point of why that should be interesting to people is because they're going to keep working on Unreal Engine 4, for the Switch. So that'll have a cascading effect. So, So do we? That's the thing. It's so vague with that. We'll see what they tell us next quarter, but that's going to be after the holidays, after an obscene amount of Switches and things sell. But the Black Friday deals look pretty good. So I think November. I think the PlayStation actually 4 might take November also. So
yeah, it's going to take November. It's going to take November. It might not take December, but it'll take November because
I think the Switch is going to take December.
It's going to be $200, so it's just going to be super cheap. So
with Spider-Man, that's obscene. $200 with Spider-Man, that's crazy.
I think November is going to be really close between PS4 and Switch, even with that $199 deal with Spider-Man, because you got the Smash bundle out now. You have Let's Go coming out in 2 weeks. I mean, those are going to move systems.
I think the Switch is going to do insane November and December. Absolutely insane.
Well, last year, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, I think they were 1 and 2, right? In November for last year's MPDs. Because of Black Friday. It was all because of Black Friday.
But you also have to remember the PlayStation 4 Pro had an insane deal last Black Friday too.
Well, we had the PS4 at $150 last year.
Yeah, and Sony's not going to those basement level pricing.
Nintendo last year only had Mario Odyssey around this time, I
mean, Mario Odyssey Mario Odyssey sold 12 million copies.
Yeah, it did really well.
That's
I'm not saying, I'm not trying to discredit it, but now we're going to have two
Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey and Fire Emblem here. Fire Emblem Warriors. Those are the two like holiday games.
But Pokemon, you're right.
And Xenoblade for the following month.
Pokemon is gonna launch it to like astronomical numbers, and so is Smash Bros.
Smash is gonna be something that's gonna be interesting. We'll see. That's gonna be crazy. So I'm interested in those numbers.
That's why I think what people kept saying. Oh, if we look at the current figures, could Nintendo sell? They have to sell what 14.5 million to hit the 20 million target.
Yes, so they're gonna have to do 8 to 10 million over the holidays.
I do think they achieved that. Last year for Q3, they sold over 7 million units.
Yeah, they sold almost 7.5 million. So they should do better this year.
I could see them do 9 to 10 million for Q3 this year.
And then drop some games in the first quarter next year. Well, fourth quarter for them, but first quarter of next year, and then try to round out that 20 million.
Yeah, I mean, at worst, what we're probably looking at, let's say they miss. What are they going to finish at? 18.5, 19 million? Like, the miss is going to be so narrow. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But I think in the end, they end up hitting the 20 million mark.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to say, definitely to follow. We will know more about that at the end of January, actually, right? That's when their next report will come out. So we'll see then.
That report will have it'll have New Super Mario Bros. In there as well. So that should be see what they say about
that. Game's gonna sell better than people realize, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It looks clean, man. Like every time I see, like when I looked at the game, it looks definitely a lot cleaner than the Wii U version. So
now let me move over to the green camp here, because we have something we can get kind of excited about for the Xbox, and I unfortunately can't say that as much anymore. But the Xbox, Microsoft brought back XO18, and it's happening next Saturday, actually, the 10th, Mexico City. 2-hour Inside Xbox, the biggest Inside Xbox ever. Okay. What are we going to see here? That's the question. Does anybody have any thoughts about XO18? Is everyone watching it? That's the other question.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to stream.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Oh, see, there you go. I told Wood as well. Wood knows about this now, XO18.
I feel that Xbox and Microsoft with Xbox are building up to something pretty epic. I don't know if we're going to see the epicness in this event, but just their last E3 and announcing that they bought all these developers out, and like around about that time, buying all those developers and creating that new studio that they bought, you have to imagine like it's going to take 1 or 2 years before we start seeing the fruits of all of that and these games start coming out. And I would like to think that they would want to target that and line that up with a new system, because I don't think there's any saving the Xbox One at this point, even if you start throwing games at it like there's no tomorrow. So I think they are building up to this really epic, like Xbox 2, whatever they call it, release with a bunch of new devs making a bunch of really new awesome games. And I think we might see hints of that at this event, but I don't think we're going to see any of it actually happen at this event. People have said stuff about Banjo, but I don't think that's going to happen either, personally.
Maybe Banjo would be cool, because I would like to see it get the Spyro trilogy, or the Spyro or the Crash.
That could be very possible, I think.
That would be cool. I would like to see that. A new Banjo would be neat for next gen, but Microsoft's getting ready for next generation. We'll say that.
You feel like they're gearing up, like the way I kind of.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have a lot of studios for next gen. A lot.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy some more actually at this. They're gonna announce at least. I think they're gonna announce at least 2 acquisitions.
I'm actually really excited as an Xbox fan who's put Xbox on the back burner, because it seems like they're really gearing up for a comeback.
Yes, yeah, they're gonna push Sony around, I think, a little bit, at least in the first year of next generation, because they're gonna be ready with some games.
I love PlayStation, but I just having that third option there along with my Switch and my PlayStation and having a viable gaming system again would be amazing.
So Nate, you've talked a little bit to me about some of XO, right? Just your thoughts on what could be there. Because there are a lot of games going on in the background right now about what Microsoft's working on right now with the initiative and everything. Do you think any of those games that we've kind of talked about here and there are going to be showcased here at all? Whether it's a logo, whether it's a tease or anything.
I could see them maybe finally tease like the idea of the new Fable, the rumored Perfect Dark. Even if they will be for their next-gen system, I could see them just teasing that they are in development, kind of like what we used to see back in the PS2 Xbox days. They would tease games for next-gen just by doing the logo or a quick trailer. I could see something like that happening, because at this point, the Xbox One is it's a lost cause. There's no
Yeah.
reason to commit millions of dollars in big projects to it, because the next gen is a year, at most 2 years away, depending on the manufacturer. So tease, get people excited for what you have coming, and then next E3 you unveil Xbox Scarlet in all its glory, and you have, boom, we have a new Perfect Dark, we have a new Fable, we have these new IP from the studios we just bought, and you get people excited about your next system. Otherwise, I don't have much hope for the Xbox One at the X08 event next week.
You get Obsidian. I think that's who they're gonna buy. We've heard rumors, right, about that.
Yeah, I remember that being a thing.
You get them and you put them on maybe have them help build Fable. That's what maybe they're gonna come in as like a second studio just to help with that. Maybe do some work with something like a Jade Empire. That would be cool. Yeah, I would like to see them announce at least what the initiative's working on. We think it's Perfect Dark. That would be good to see. If they show up and say, yeah, the initiative's working on Perfect Dark, and it's not terrible, that would be good. I would like to see that.
I would be shocked.
Fable. Well, the initiatives. Have you seen some of the people they're hiring? They are they're like the New York Yankees right now of game studios. They are just going out and getting all the big talent. So they were pulling people from, I think, Naughty Dog.
Is that
that's Microsoft's the studio they're building from the ground up in Santa Monica, right? They have been hiring some obscene people to get this thing done. Let me see. I could probably pull up a list, but I know they pulled people from Naughty Dog. They pulled people from Red Dead Redemption. They pulled people from Tomb Raider 2013. They pulled people from God of War.
damn?
Yeah, Blake Fisher, Brian Westergaard, Christian Cantamessa, and Daniel Newberger. Yeah, so they're all different people, whether they're producers or developers or co-directors from all of those different games. And then we're also talking people from Naughty Dog, and they're just bringing tons of people in. They brought people in from Rockstar San Diego. Like they are building a pretty strong, a very talented studio. I'll say that to try to put something together. And we assume it has to be something that I don't think it'd be a new IP. I think they want to go grab something that has some notoriety and have them make it good. So I don't think they wanted them to work on a new IP.
Who developed Forza? The new
Playgrounds.
Aren't they working on a new RPG?
We think they're the ones working on Fable. At least that's what's kind of getting thrown around. And I think the hire for the acquisition of Obsidian would be to bring them in one of their first projects would be to help work on that Fable with Playground, because they've had.
I have a lot of faith in them. Forza is actually really fun. The new one, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
It's outstanding. Yes, I think it's the best racing game of the generation.
I would say I would agree. Yeah, and it looks gorgeous.
Yes, Playground games. But if you look at what they worked on, they just do racing games really. So I would like to see. Is your cat on top of your chair?
Yeah, it wanted to jump on the glass case. I got scared for a second.
I would like to see them try something new, and I think they have the talent with open world games, but they might not have the experience in making an RPG. So that's why I think they're looking at Obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them in, say, "Hey, Playground's working on Fable, help them out," and then
as long as someone makes it, because I love the Fable games. The second one's one of my favorite.
Yeah, the third one kind of went downhill. So
yeah, the third one was rough.
Second one was good though. Yes, the first one was amazing on the original Xbox because it really pushed that system.
Right, first one was great.
Yeah, so I would like to see that, but my hope is that they do acquire something like Obsidian, and I'm trying to think. Nate, were you talking about another studio that you thought would be cool that they could pull in as well?
Yeah, just like as a hypothetical.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool for Microsoft to pursue Crytek.
That's what you were talking about. Yeah, that's when you told me that, I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Just because Crytek said, we want to make Rise 2, and Microsoft was like, no, we'll buy that IP from you, and we'll get an in-house studio to make it, but we don't want you to make it. So if you acquire Crytek, you get that IP, you get Crysis.
What was the last thing Crytek made?
They have been making VR games.
Ouch. Oh, man. I have here's their latest projects. They're working on Hunt Showdown right now, which is that early access, almost like Gothic style shooter. And then they're working on a free to play game Warface.
Shouldn't they be making engines?
They had the Crytek engine, right?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a better use of their time.
I mean, they can make a shooter. Like they know how to make a shooter like Crysis. So
forget Microsoft should buy them and be like, just make engines. Just make an engine for us.
So that'd be cool. That's actually a good idea there, Nate, because they do have some financial issues.
Yeah, they didn't pay employees for like 6 months, and
gee, I wonder why they're having financial issues.
Like, yeah, Crytek is managed very poorly.
They sold off their Time Splitters and Second Sight.
Yep.
THQ Nordic bought those up. Everyone's got to watch THQ Nordic, I'm telling you. But they bought those up. Man, that'd be good if they announce Crytek and Obsidian. I think that's a big deal. So,
Rise is that Roman
Son of Rome. Yep.
Yeah, the launch title for the Xbox.
That was a good looking game when that system came out. It still looks good now. So it was pretty impressive when it came out. Of course, it was across from Killzone Shadowfall. So that'd be good. Yes, I'm hoping for a Banjo. I'm personally hoping for a Banjo game, whether it's a remake of the last two, like straight up like the Spyro Reignited trilogy kind of treatment, or just a brand new one. And I would like to see them take the Halo Master Chief Collection, move that to PC. That would make some people mad, but I think it'd be cool to have that. And
I guess we'll probably see Sunset Overdrive get its PC version finally announced because it's leaked on the ESRB ratings.
Yep, it was rated on a Korean ratings board months ago, and now it's been rated on the ESRB. So that is, you don't pay to get something rated with the ESRB unless you're bringing it out and soon. So I think that's a good announcement there as well. I think you're right. That and then the Master Chief Collection would be awesome for PC gamers because, of course, you're playing it on Windows 10. And then Banjo and probably something we're not even thinking of outside of that. So I would like to see, of course, some kind of project. And there's also that possibility of Scarlet being shown there or talked about. I don't know if they want to do that before the holidays, though.
Yeah, that kind of works against them.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the same company that announced Scorpio a year and a half out and tanked Xbox sales after that for a long time. They just didn't care.
Yeah, they definitely do not care.
So I wouldn't put it past them to be like Scarlet holiday 2019, because that would be a little crazy.
I absolutely think they are.
That would be insane if they did that, right? Because all of a sudden Sony's like, wait, what? Okay. I don't know. I don't know if Sony would rush to get there at 2019 with the way PS4 is selling, but it would definitely kick them in the butt a little bit to get moving. But that's kind of my thought on that, is that they could do something. I think there are going to be a lot of people watching for Scarlet. I want to say it's like a 50-50 shot, to be honest. So, yes.
I don't know if they'd announce something about Scarlet so soon, but I definitely think next year is.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm ready to buy another system. So let's do it. Let's get that going. I'll buy the Switch next year. I'll buy the next Xbox next year and the next PlayStation. So let's do it.
You're kind of obligated to at this point.
I just like new hardware. I'm excited for new hardware. So, and we haven't had technically. I mean, this generation started in 2013. So it's been 5 years now. Actually, 5 years in a week. Yeah, in a week it'll be 5 years.
I was excited to buy an Xbox One X, and now it just sits there. So
I get Red Dead, man. Red Dead looks sick on that system.
Yeah.
Telling you, man, Red Dead looks good on there. Far Cry 5 looks great. That's another native 4K game.
Sea of Thieves looks pretty good too.
What'd you say? What is?
Sea of Thieves looks pretty good too.
Oh, gosh. They gave me that game for free, and I still uninstalled it.
Let's go. 4K.
No, I would also look at if you got Game Pass, Forza Horizon looks amazing on there. Oh, it looks insane on there. I did buy very quickly. I did buy the VCS. Max made an awesome video. I recommend going to watch it because they're getting sued by their GM that designed it for them. So that's exciting. The Atari VCS. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about that yet, because that seems like kind of a big deal. What was really funny is, now I think about it before we go, I had bought the system, and then what they did, and I thought about this after seeing Max's video, they sent an email out. Did anyone else here buy the VCS, or was it just me?
I didn't even know it came out.
They did Indiegogo crowdsourcing.
So is it out?
Is it out?
Like, when are you getting it?
It's supposed to be out in July. Okay. Supposed to. 2019. So I gave them $200 up front to get my name on the list and everything. And okay, cool. That's happening. And then they sent out an email to everybody and they were like, hey, do you want to buy more accessories? and I was like, yeah, I guess. All right. Yeah. So I bought the controller because I was like, well, if we're going to do a video here on it, I might as well do it right. So I got the Xbox looking controller and everything. And then after I did that, a week later, I thought about it. I was like, that was odd. They asked for more money right away for accessories. And then I see Max's video. I was like, oh, that's why. Okay. They promised these people apparently percentages of that crowdsourcing. So
these big companies do not do crowdsourcing right.
Now Max pulled the legal documents and everything. So he got them. In the court case. So yeah, it was very interesting watch. So it's gonna be bad. I'll be shocked, honestly, if I get my Atari in July. So
I'm definitely interested in what the hell it's all about. What the hell's gonna be on it?
Oh, we'll see. I'm tearing that sucker apart.
It looks cool.
It's happening. Let me go through a few super chats and then we will we'll call it a night here. Yeah, I mean, the idea is interesting, but at this point, we know more about the new Intellivision than we know about that.
Is that system that you can like play the Murder She Wrote game, and it's just like a point and click for like old people?
Wait, on the Intellivision?
Yeah, is that like the Hallmark Channel system?
Did you see the stuff about that, by the way, where it's like they don't want violent games on there or anything?
Yeah, that's.
I'm concerned about that, man.
It's like admirable to say we're doing this non-violent 2D system, but I just don't think there's a market for that in the current.
Hey man, apparently there's a market for at-game stuff, so who knows?
Yeah. Bed Bath and Beyond, you pick it up for $40 because you're like, I need a last-minute Christmas gift. This looks okay.
Yeah, Rite Aid right at the counter.
Yeah,
impulse buy.
Three of the super chats here. Joe asks thoughts on Nintendo related IPs on Netflix. Konami's Castlevania, yet no Netflix app on Switch. If there is the Zelda one, which by the way, I don't get why is everyone leaning towards Zelda? Is there a real reason for that?
No, the guy even said he wants to make a Metroid.
He wants to make Metroid. I put that on Twitter. I was like, let him make Metroid. I don't want a Zelda thing on Netflix. Do Metroid.
The guy puts up the whole thing. I really want to make a Metroid. Like, hey, I have a Netflix coming about a Japanese game series.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's Zelda.
I know. I was like, what?
It's because before that there was a story about Netflix getting a Zelda series.
Yeah, I saw a Wall Street Journal, but like this was over a year ago. Adi Shankar said they wanted to do Metroid. I want them to do Metroid because they like make it like a really dark and everything and gritty.
Metroid X Zelda, where they like somehow Samus lands in Hyrule and she takes her helmet off and they think she's Zelda and it just goes to chaos.
Well, then I'm just gonna have to cancel my Netflix.
A lot of people.
I'm just gonna have to cancel my Netflix service then.
Ridley and Ganon join forces and
that's some fanfic if I haven't heard it.
We'll see. Apparently, the 16th is when Shankar is announcing that. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's Metroid. Eric says in Nuts and Bolts they hinted a release 10 years from that. Took longer, but I still hope. Hopefully, it's not Nuts and Bolts 2. Hopefully, that's not the case. Hopefully, it's Banjo 3. Eric, that's the hope. Everyone wants Banjo. Just make Banjo. The way it's supposed to be. And the last one, Tether Gaming says Microsoft building studios to make new avatars. Oh man, that's maybe. You see the hesitation. I just don't. Microsoft hasn't impressed me recently, so I would like to see them really knock it out of the park, to be honest, but we'll see. And that is it for SpawnCast tonight. Had a fun show tonight. Thanks to Wood from Beat 'em Ups for joining us. Wood, can you tell everyone what you're doing and where they can find you?
Beat 'em Ups on YouTube.
Yes, you can go see him. He'll tell you about how Nintendo paid him off. So go check.
Yeah, that's my newest video.
And what are you working on right now that you're putting out? You said some eShop games, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I do like lists of like 10 eShop games worth buying, and this is the 10th one I've done. So it's 100 games. Yay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it means you've done 100 reviews at minimum.
Yeah. In the last one, I said that was my 10th, but I'm dumb and I can't count to 10. So this is actually my 10th.
Phobos Bob is welcome on the SpawnCast whenever he wants to come on here. So yes. And so guys, check it out. Is that video coming out tomorrow, Wood, or is that Monday?
My Red Dead video will be Monday. I hate uploading on weekends. Weekends I just can't. No one wants to watch me on weekends, apparently.
I think honestly, I'm gonna tell you why. YouTube in general slopes down during the weekends because everyone likes to watch YouTube during work.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case.
Also, I hear that I'm part of a lot of people's commutes as well, so that makes sense.
If you're gonna do the weekend, you got to do before 11 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah,
that's like the only window.
I tried it; it still doesn't work. Whatever video I put out that day, I have to wait till Monday to get my views on it. Yeah, so
that happens.
I just wait.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Well, so Monday's next video.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'll be like, thanks for having me. I was trying to be all like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I'm just beat 'em ups, but yeah, honestly, thanks for having me. I have a lot of fun coming on these, and I wish I could do them more. I just don't have time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't really do much of anything, so I'm usually free.
But it's always fun. Get to hang out with these guys again. Plus, I don't know if me and Wolf have ever actually been in a thing together before. I think this is the first time.
No,
Maybe.
I met you at Too Many Games. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
no idea who I was
on a video. I have never been on a video with you.
No, we've never formally met like this. Hello.
And there you go. I did not remember meeting you at Too Many Games.
I know. You were. Yeah,
he was the guy that could actually see you at eye level. There weren't a lot of people there that could do that. So.
Everything was such a blur at that con, dude. Like honestly, I feel bad. I wish we could have actually shot something.
Why is everyone tall whenever I meet people now on YouTube?
Because you're just short. We're just short.
Everyone's tall.
Not everyone else's fault. It's your fault.
What's considered tall?
I don't know.
What are you? Are you 5'6" or something?
I'm 5'10", I guess is what I'd be considered.
All right. I mean, yeah, you're short, but it's not that bad.
But Wood's like 6'2" or 6'3".
Wait, Nate, how tall are you? You just said 5'10" is short?
I'm 6'2".
Everyone's tall. That's what I'm saying.
Everyone's tall.
Yeah, but you're buffer than me, so it's good. It equals out.
Yeah, that means I'm wider. I'm not tall. I'd rather be taller.
I'd rather be buffer, but that's just me.
I can grab a basketball rim, so I'm good. I can jump.
See, I'm short left behind over here.
I'm barely 5'9". So
I'm just left behind over here, man. No, it's fun. It's fun meeting everybody. Really, everyone has to go to Too Many Games or somewhere.
That was cool. That was a fun con.
Yes, everyone go to Too Many Games. we'll shoot one massive SpawnCast as a panel or something. That'd actually be fun. Let me go down here. OJ, thanks again as always every week joining us. Where can they find you, man? What are you doing?
Yeah, just right here on Player Essence. There's gonna be some more Super Smash Brothers stuff that I'll be doing this week. I got some more unlists, like top 5 hype moments and stuff that I'll be doing for Smash Brothers coming up. So that's pretty much going to be a lot of the content we're going to be doing. We got a Switch giveaway going down on November 9th. So that's this Friday. So yeah, Friday, 6 p.m. You got to be at the live stream there. So I'll put a link. You guys can check it out. Check out the channel. Do a lot of Japanese gaming, Nintendo stuff, and Smash Brothers. And we're going to have a lot of live streams for Smash. So yeah, if you like that stuff, come on through. You like Q&As and stuff and just asking a bunch of stuff, then there you go. You can check
so much better than mine. I was like, beat them up.
And then Nate, where can they find you, dude?
They can find me at Twitter at DirectFeedGames. From there, you can find a link to my YouTube channel where I do direct feed footage of Switch, PS4, Xbox games, and I also have undocked footage of Switch games. Right now, I have some docked footage of Grip coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch next week. I also have a docked versus handheld comparison of Grip up on the channel. So if you're curious how Grip runs on Switch and handheld mode, you can find it there.
That's gonna make more sense now. With YouTube on there, that'll make more sense.
Hopefully, it makes a little more sense.
Speaking of Grip, I tried to get a review copy, and they told me like 8 times they're gonna send it, and they never did. So that's why, guys, you never saw that on the channel.
Yeah, I only got it. I'm doing written coverage elsewhere.
And then Bob,
they were just like, "Oh yeah, we got you on the list. It'll probably be like launch day." I was like, "Okay."
And then Bob, where can they find you, man?
YouTube.com/beatemups, according to a lot of people who confuse us. No, YouTube.com/Wolfden, WULFFDEN. I do a lot of Switch videos and video game hardware and stuff. And my brother does comic books on the channel too. And then we have our own podcast that's similar to this that John has been on before.
I have been on there. That was a fun episode.
we should take a day where I'll just upload a video to your channel. Just
Yes.
like whatever it is that you do normally, I'll do it, and then whatever it is I do normally, you'll do it on my channel.
And see if anybody notices.
And just not acknowledge it, but see if anyone notices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see Bob try to act like you would. That would be awesome. Yeah, Wood's loud in his he yells a lot, yes.
I
Right,
yell
yeah.
too.
Too fun.
You gotta yell and you gotta nail the halfway between American and Australian accent.
That is going to be hard, but yelling, I got that.
Okay, great.
He's very excitable, yes.
You got to nail a thick New York accent.
Man.
I walk in here. It's
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
oh my God.
Pizza, ravioli, bagel,
Give me a coffee.
coffee. There you go. Long Island.
Yo, Nate, how you're not you can go to too many games next year, right?
Where is too many games?
It's in PA.
Yeah, I mean, I could if I want to travel 5 hours to Pennsylvania. It's
It's
easier for
pretty fun.
people just to go to Boston and come to PAX East and have fun.
I am gonna try to go to PAX East this year. Yes,
I'm definitely doing that. I love PAX East.
I'm gonna try to make that happen, and I'm gonna hopefully I can get invited there. They've invited me every year, and I've always said no. So
You get invited everywhere.
I know.
The hell, man.
I know. I don't know why they email me. I don't know. Hey, you want to show up here?
Come to
I guess.
Retropalooza and then you can all hang out at my house.
I heard about Retropalooza, and I didn't
It's
go this
the
year.
most fun convention I've been to.
When is that again?
When is it?
Yes.
The dates just changed because he added a new thing. So I'm not sure, but it's usually around September or October for the main big one. But there's another one in Houston. But if y'all want a road trip, you can still stay at my house.
Oh, I'll just fly there, but I'll show up. Yeah, that'd be cool. Because now my setup is portable, so people will never know where I am.
Perfect.
I can still shoot my videos.
I have a green screen behind me. You can use it if you want to.
Oh, there we go. See, I can shoot some videos. We're good. We're good. All right, cool, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I'll give you guys someone to go bug a bit. I think he was at Too Many Games. I remember seeing him, I thought. Some Call Me Johnny is actually streaming, and he's streaming Mega Man. And he's doing it for Extra Life.
Ooh.
Yes. So you guys need to go say hi. I'm going to drop a link here in the chat. Go say hi. It's for good cause. He's playing an awesome game with Mega Man, one of my favorites, obviously. So that is the link to Some Call Me Johnny. Go tell him, say, hey, SpawnCast sent me over here. And thanks for supporting Extra Life and everything. And that's going to do it here tonight, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks to all our guests and everything. And we'll see you guys next Saturday night. Do it all again. We'll see you guys then.